Jason Nicolau is not hurt, but we'll see the senior defensive end as the night goes on. On second down, Sims has 5 receivers in the pattern. And the lefty fires complete to B.J. Johnson. He'll be very close to first down yardage at the 41. Let's finish these lineups, tell you about the back 7 for the Ducks. You have Collier, Smith, who was a first-round draft pick by the Kansas City Royals and had a good baseball career, and Sable. They're all seniors. And the secondary for the Ducks tested tonight.
I indicated a little bit earlier how the Texas offensive players, the receivers, are going to have to make plays. Keep an eye on Rashad Bowman, number 17, and Steve Smith, number 6. They're going to be on an island a lot tonight, and they need to be able to make some plays, and they'll be tested. That's what Rashad Bowman loves to see.
He loves to chat as well. He's going to see number 4, Williams, a lot tonight. Movement up front. The give first time for the night, Hodges Mitchell. There was no flag, and the first down carry goes to the 44. A pickup of 3. Hodges Mitchell, 1,118 yards this season. Senior, small guy at 5'7", but he is dangerous not just as a rusher, but a pass catcher. 37 catches this year.
That's a good point. He's number 2 in the Big 12 for yards receiving by running backs, only behind Quentin Griffin of Oklahoma. So you know he's going to be a threat coming out of that backfield.
Second and a long 6. Sims to throw, look Williams' way, and Bowman smelled it, was all over it, and there for the coverage.
We're going to see this matchup all night long. Even in warm-ups, they were talking back and forth. They've been talking to each other at all the functions all week. Bowman is undersized, but he's a heck of a ball player. 5'8", 180 pounds, going up against Roy Williams. It's 6'5", 210 pounds. Bowman there, good instinct to come up and knock that ball loose.
But he also, if you notice, Kirk, he had number 24, Ryan Mitchell, double covering that William Kids. They're not going to leave him on that island too long. Just like you said, it's good night, sweetheart.
You leave him on the island, you are not a survivor. Montrell Flowers, junior receiver in the game. 4 receivers for third down. And a first down catch is made across midfield and into Oregon territory. The 44-yard line, dozen yards on the gain. Brandon Healy, the senior from Carlsbad, California, right north of San Diego, made the catch.
This is the first time I've seen Chris Sims in person, and I'll tell you what immediately strikes me. He's amazing when it comes to throwing the ball straight, Kirk. He knows who to throw it to, but boy, he throws it straight, doesn't he?
Sure has a presence in the pocket as well. They're on third and long, sat in there very nicely and delivered the ball right on the money.
Good opening drive here for the Longhorns. And no run. Hodges Mitchell spinning forward to the 41-yard line. Garrett Sable, the senior from Buena Park, California, on the tackle.
As much as we're talking about the one-on-one matchups to the outside, as Lee indicated, Nick Aliotti is smart enough to keep those safeties back, who's the defensive coordinator for Oregon. But Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator for Texas, said the most important thing tonight is not to abandon the run. Just because they're going to try to outnumber us, we have to stick to our guns because we need to have balance to have success. We can't just try to throw to win.
It's inviting with those receivers, though, to get back and throw it. Second and 7. Option left. Mitchell. Good open field tackle by Bowman. He's 5'8". He's undersized. He is playing at a disadvantage compared to the Texas athletes, but he told us, hey, I'm a football player. And we said, well, what about the size? He said, no. I'm a football player.
That's all that matters.
Well, I tell you what, he can talk all he wants. He's first team all Pac-10, and this is what I like about him. Watch him, reads the run, comes up, Kirk, and gets good square. You see the reason why he makes that play? He got down nice and low, and he got down underneath the pads, and boom, exploded to him. Nice play, Bowman.
Third and 5. Healy comes back in the game, giving him the 4-receiver look. And Sims throws underneath. Incomplete. He wanted B.J. Johnson, but the coverage was there. And Texas will likely punch it away. Rasuli Webster, the free safety.
This was a play right now that it looked like Sims had him, but I believe the ball might have been tipped somewhere along the line of scrimmage, right there by that defensive back. I tell you what, Kirk, Sims is more impressive than I thought he would be starting the ball game off.
Considering he's still young in his career, he stepped in with great poise here. That was a nice play by Webster to get a hand on the ball.
Chris Stockton, the do-it-all kicker for the Longhorns cannot pin Oregon inside of its own 20, so the Ducks will start at the 20. Our first timeout, 3.5 in. Opening quarter of the 2000 Culligan Holiday, 29 points per game. It's in the hands of Sammy Parker, the speedster redshirt freshman receiver. What a hit he took. After 8 yards, Quentin Jammer from the corner said, hello. Flag down on the play as well. Our officiating crews from the Big West. Judson Howard has a personal foul on the Longhorns.
They got Quentin Jammer there on a lead hit. Interesting call here by Jeff Tedford, the offensive coordinator of Oregon, opening the game here with the reverse. And Sammy Parker has blazing speed. Once he gets to the outside, right there, you can't really tell if he's out of bounds. Oh, there it was, right there.
It was on Greg Brown.
It was a late hit there on Greg Brown coming through.
Greg Brown in the last game, first defensive snap, made an impact, an interception of a Texas A&M pass to set the tone in their rivalry game.
I like the call because Texas has got tremendous team speed and pursuit, and a reverse like that will slow them down and make sure they play the backside. I like the call to start the ball game off.
Still, it's 15 more yards after the foul. So Joey Harrington and the Oregon offense have it at the 42. Nice play fake. To the fullback, Josh Lyon. First down and more. Spilled in the secondary by Jakari Pearson. But a gain of 18, and Oregon has back-to-back first downs.
Another great call here by Jeff Tedford. Texas is a defense that plays a ton of man-to-man coverage. Here the linebacker gets caught up. Eric Ross, number 2, the outside linebacker responsible for Lyon, gets caught up with the play action. And once he rolled out, there was nobody there to cover the fullback.
But again, misdirection against teams that can run are the best way to start the ball game. That was another misdirection call. Excellent call.
Now they come out 3 receivers and 1 back. You'll see lots of formations. And the first touch of the night is a big one for Mo Morris. Could have been even bigger. Boy, did he explode through there. Sean Rogers got an arm on him. So here is Joey Harrington. Grew up an Oregon fan. He's living his life dream. He's quarterbacking the school he always wanted to go to. Second team All Pac-10 behind Marcus Tuiasosopo. Morris, 1,106 yards this year. The receivers, Howery and Tucker, average 16 yards per catch. Texas is the headline offensive team, but the Ducks can quick strike as well. After Maurice Morris picked up 6, here's second and 4. That is Keenan Howery, the sophomore in motion. Harrington. First down for Morris. Stepped out of bounds on the near sideline. That's 3 first downs on the opening drive for the Ducks. Take it through the rest of this battle up front with the Oregon offensive line.
Number 76, the right tackle, senior Lee Gundy, 6'6", 325, All Pac-10, number 2 team. He represented a team yesterday at the Culligan Holiday Bowl banquet. Very, very impressive young man.
On the Texans defensive front, Hampton and Rogers. Jerry told you about the 2 studs in the middle, but the key man this year may have been Kalen Thornton, a true freshman who made a big impact at a position where the Longhorns had some of the biggest question marks coming into the season. On first and 10, it is Harrington looking for a receiver, looking for the end zone. It's caught. Spectacular Keenan Howery catch. First and goal, Ducks.
What they did that time, Kirk, is they ran a little crossing route. They run the wide receiver up the middle. Then Keenan Howery did a little circle pass. Watch the way he comes out. Oh, wasn't that sensational concentration, Kirk?
It's big time catch. Keenan Howery known for his great hands. Kind of a wheel route. He takes Roderick Babers down the sideline, and just after he catches the ball, Chris Carter-like getting that left foot down.
Line is the lone back. They go 4 receivers and spread the field on first and goal. Oregon looking to strike first. Quarterback draw. Quarterback down to the 1. second and goal for Harrington and company, so the linebackers and DBs must be on alert here for the Longhorns. That linebacking crew in the middle is D.D. Lewis, top tackler, made the move from offense to defense and grew as a player on that side of the ball this year. The secondary has been tested already tonight.
Well, we talked about big plays on both sides. Both defenses gamble, play a ton of man. The man to watch in the secondary for Texas is Quentin Jammer, moved from free safety to corner this year. Big hitter, also is very athletic. He's going to have to play well tonight.
Second and goal, Morris in the backfield. They give to Mo Morris. Can't get all the way home. Reed Boyd, a reserve linebacker, one of the players in there, but the middle is tough to run on against Texas.
I was going to say, you got to really have a lot of confidence to go up the middle against the big boys in there. Sean Rogers and Casey Hampton.
Yeah, but the one thing they didn't do well there is they tried to pull the left guard, James Adam, instead of leading the lead blocker to pick up that scrap linebacker. They could have scored it. I still think that they'll try to go either off tackle or in between, but this time I think they'll have a lead blocker and go over the top.
Third and goal. Inyi Wamuo, the tight end, in motion. They'll throw for it. Harrington, wide open, touchdown, Oregon, Justin Peele.
To Justin Peele, and that's a touchdown for the Oregon Ducks.
If I had to guess, I would say it's a 60-40 Oregon house. Eugene, 200 miles closer than Austin to San Diego. Extra point try for Josh Franklin, who struggled mid-season, but was fine with extra points. And he adds the 7th for the Ducks.
Josh Franklin is good.
What they did here is they faked the lead play to the outside, and Justin Peele Kirk jumped to the outside, 6'5", 245. Interesting note here, the first yo of the week, only 2 football teams have driven 80 or more yards for a score against Texas this season. Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and now Oregon Ducks.
Nothing. Ivan Williams and Victor Ike. It'll be Williams from the 5. And he's tackled at the 26-yard line.
Williams takes the ball at the 40-yard
Jenkins
line.
on the stop, back to the touch.
Lee, you showed us going into break. Oregon's going to use the H-back, go in motion, which is going to take the defender, and then they're going to have a play action this way. Now watch how this develops. As they move the corner over right here, it draws all the defenders over here, and simply Peele is just going to slide out here. There's nobody there to take him, and once Harrington gets outside the pressure, it's pitch and catch.
Interesting. All the big plays in that came from misdirection because of Texas's great team pursuit. That's why those plays work.
Mitchell goes in motion for Chris Sims in the Texas offense. Nobody open, pressure. Roy Williams made a spectacular one-hand grab. First down, Texas. Nick Aliotti, the defensive coordinator, said number 4 is Randy Moss. He's a true freshman, but he has that kind of ability.
Randy Moss, or you remember Javon Curse in college before the whole world found out about him? Look at this catch here. Look at the one hand, big hands. Remember when Javon Curse was in Florida and he was nicknamed the Freak? This kid is a freak, but on the offensive side of the ball.
I want to make a statement here. This kid was on the second team freshman of the year for Sporting News. Who the hell is the first team if that guy's second team? Excuse me.
On first down, Sims to the air. Oregon brings pressure. Chris right in there. Williams to the 30, first down. Bang off another 33 yards. Settle in, guys. It's going to be one of those holiday bowls. We're going up and down the field tonight, boys.
It's going to be big plays. You got to get pressure on Chris Sims, or I'm telling you, the wide receivers are going to make a pay. There's nobody in the middle of the field. He simply turns around Bowman with an inside cut, and once he turned around, the ball is thrown right on the money. Watch him turn it.
You realize he's 6'5", 210 pounds, and runs like that? Huh.
Bowman looked like he guessed and lost there.
Yeah.
First and 10, Texas. Little run here with Hodges-Mitchell. Sure. Just a yard. Nice penetration by the middle linebacker, Matt Smith, the team's leading tackler. The focus matchup of the night, you see the height difference between Bowman and Williams.
One interesting thing that time, though, Kirk, you and Mike, they didn't have Williams on the outside. He was on the inside receiver, and he had more of the middle of the field to work. I think that's a pretty good strategy for Texas to look at again.
Move him around.
Yeah, move him around, different areas.
Williams not in for this snap. Sloan Thomas, true freshman. Senior Brandon Healy in the slot. Plenty of time on the play clock as Sims makes an adjustment. Saw something he wanted to throw at. He's looking for Healy from Carlsbad, California, in the end zone. Intercepted! Steve Smith, the junior, who gets picked on a lot because of Bowman's ability on the other side, comes up with the INT.
All right, one of the things we talked about, Oregon coaches said that we can beat Texas if we make them get greedy and go for the big ones. This one here is perfect position by Steve Smith. The reason why he intercepts that ball, Kirk, is that he got it at his height. Tremendous play by Steve Smith.
You're right. He is a versatile athlete. He's played rover at times. He's played corner. I think he is one of the best-kept secrets in the Pac-10. You say people go at him. I think it's a big mistake because of his ability. And Chris Sims there checked to that play because I think he saw something that he had a chance to beat them in man-to-man coverage.
Smith's knee came down at the 1-yard line, so instead of the touchback, it will be the full 99 yards to go against Mac Brown's defense for the Ducks. Two tight ends, two receivers, and the lone back, Maurice Morris. Harrington going to use that whole field and try to hit a home run. Incomplete. Step for step with Keenan Howard. Quentin Jammer, second down.
Once Chris Sims made the audible, I think it's a good choice to go over here. He obviously is looking right there. I think he put a little bit too much air on the football, allowing Steve Smith to get back and to go up into the air and make the catch. If he would have that one back, he'd probably put a little bit more zip on that ball.
Steve Smith is an old dinosaur, Nick Aliotti, and he just busts his tail in practice. If you say how you practice is how you play, they point to number 6 on the Oregon defense for the example.
He's been making plays for Oregon all year.
Still backed up here. It's 2nd and 10. Morris trying to get some space. Got out to the 7-yard line. 3rd and 4 coming up. Corey Redding helped make the tackle. Capital One Bowl Week continues tomorrow from San Antonio, the Sylvania Alamo Bowl. 9-2 Nebraska, 8-3 Northwestern. See it just a step away from the Riverwalk in San Antonio tomorrow at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
That first drive by Oregon gives us a tremendous psychological boost. The fact is, only Texas Tech and Oklahoma, as I said, went 80 yards for touchdowns. If they could keep this ball moving, this is going to be psychologically a very good move for Oregon.
3rd and 4. Harrington feeling the heat. Got ready to first down Morris. To the 27-yard line.
We talked about Maurice Morris in the opening of the game because of the fact he's got great ability as a junior college All-American. Remember, he's averaging 5.8 every time he catches the ball. Arrington rolls out. Kirk, the reason why he rolls out is because pressure's coming from the middle.
They also are doing a good job of staying away from the talented cornerbacks of Texas and looking for the tight end, looking for the fullback, the running back, looking to get away from the skill at corner and trying to pick on the linebackers, not only with misdirection, but kind of going back to the backside and toward the backs.
If Oregon wins this game, it's outside the hash marks. Toss Morris, nowhere to go. Use that physical speed. Battle Quentin Jammer, and don't get back to the line of scrimmage. Now, Texas has some players on defense like Quentin Jammer, the junior from Texas, 3 interceptions this year. A player who's considering going pro early, has the ability, is fabulous in man coverage.
Fabulous. I asked him, I said, of all the corners out there that you've watched, who's your favorite? And he said, which was interesting, he said Sam Madison. He said, my coach, my secondary coach, coached Sam Madison when he was at Louisville. and I've kind of watched him and picked up a lot of tips. He moved from free safety to corner. He's very physical. He said the only thing he hates about corner is he doesn't get to hit people as often.
He did there. He forced 4 fumbles this year, so when he hits, he makes it count. After the loss of 3, they use Morris again to the 34. This is a good-looking running back. We said in one of our previews that aired during halftime of yesterday's Capital One Bowl week that you think Morris is one of the best backs who's not known around the country.
No question, he's the best looking back I've seen that nobody's ever heard about. Morris, remember one thing about him. He has all-American ability. He has the greatest running record of anybody in junior college last year. Better than Rudy Johnson from Auburn, better than anybody. This guy's a tremendous player. Kirk, we talked about it's the first time he's been healthy in 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. He came in highly touted. People knew how good he could be. He's had a great year. He got dinged up with some ribs and a toe, and now he looks to be healthier.
3rd and 4, they throw to Keenan Howery. He's not going to get the first down. Roderick Babers, the sophomore from Houston's Lamar High School, will force an Oregon punt.
Texas making some adjustments. That play earlier, very successful for Oregon. 2 teams still kind of feeling each other out, the adjustments being made from upstairs.
The adjustment they made is they got out of man coverage on 3rd down. That time played zone, so when they did try to pick off, the linebacker was available to come over. The reason why they stopped that play, they were in zone and not man for man.
Curtis Dorr to punt. Did not have any block. Oregon, very good special teams. Best net punting team in the Pac-10. Hodges Mitchell awaits back deep. Fair catch. At the 18. A very good kick. 47 yards, good distance and hang time. That's why they're the best in the Pac-10 in net punting. Chris Sims takes the Monday Bowl. 3rd possession for Texas. They start with a Hodges-Mitchell run. Spinning 4-3. Ryan Mitchell, the second hit. Here's Dr. Jerry on the sideline.
After the last Texas possession, Chris Sims came to the sideline and was talking to the coaches upstairs, talking to Greg Davis. He got off the phone, walked over, and basically what he was telling the receivers is, this is exactly what we were told was going to happen. They're going to do some things to confuse us. They moved to safety to confuse me, and then receiver coach Darryl Drake walked over and told his 3 young freshman guys, enough with the talking. Don't worry about talking. We need to play early on. Get comfortable and get our young quarterback comfortable. Michael?
Doc, a flag as there was early movement from the Texas side. You know, when we watched Chris Sims early in the season, Mac Brown, sophomore quarterback, now with 2nd and 10, the 5-yard gain erased. And they'll throw. That's B.J. Johnson, the true freshman. Not going anywhere. The ball came out, and Oregon has it. Jason Nicolau made the first hit to knock Johnson crooked, and the rest of the Ducks picked it up. Oregon starts in the red zone.
You know who gets a hand in there is Steve Smith, number 6. Always around the football, always making plays. He's versatile. I mentioned he's physical. He can come up and tackle. He has the skill to go out into the secondary and make plays against the talented receivers. Here he reads the play. He's going to come in from the left side of your screen, make the tackle, and right when he makes the tackle, the ball comes loose. Steve Smith, great play again, and Jed Boyce recovered it.
Well, this emotional Oregon team, as we said, underdog coming in. This is the tag they've worn for years. They're very comfortable in this role, and they are showing poise early. Keenan Howery in motion. He can throw. He tried to throw the first play of the Oregon State game. He comes back to Harrington, who has it. Ball, touchdown! It didn't work to open the Civil War against hated rival Oregon State. It works here tonight. Joey Harrington's touchdown catch puts the Ducks up 2 scores. Josh Frankel's extra point, the turnover immediately becomes a touchdown. Oregon 14, Texas nothing.
All right, the reason why this play works is that when you play man-for-man coverage, the only man that doesn't have a defensive player assigned to him is the quarterback. Number 3, Joey Harrington. That's why he's wide open, Kirk.
He looked like Steve Young back in '82 going in there for the touchdown. The ball is perfectly thrown here. We got to get Howery back there throwing the ball more often. And how about the athlete? How about the quarterback making the play?
Take care of your quarterbacks.
Making it happen, Joey Harrington. Good job. Not many style points, but that's Steve Young again here at the Holiday Bowl back in '82.
Absolutely right.
I love the strategy there. Because of coaching and watching tapes, they see that they play goal line man-for-man defense inside the red zone, and the only man that doesn't have a defensive man assigned to him in defenses with man-for-man is that guy right there, the quarterback position, Joey Harrington.
B.J. Johnson's fumble, true freshman, first bowl game, first time they're dealing with that 6.5, 7-week layoff. Johnson gets hit and coughs it up. And Joey Harrington exudes excitement. His adrenaline level is so high. I asked him this week, has it taken you a while to learn how to back down and get ready for a game? He said, not really. I've been battling that my whole life. You can see it there.
You know how important this game is for him after what he wanted to beat Oregon State with all of his heart. And he unfortunately had a rough game. He threw 5 interceptions in the season finale. He needed to come out. He wants to come out and play well tonight.
Ivan Williams just gets past the 20-yard line. Well covered. The final tackle made by Jermaine Hanspard, who's playing through injury. ABC brings you an Sunday NFL Countdown here on ESPN. Sims has to get something going. He'll take off. Has good mobility. Ball forced out by the ground. Good call, not a fumble. He's down at the 31. And Roy Williams shake it up. The stud wide receiver.
When I talked to him yesterday, I said, is there an area you want to improve? And he talked about certain things, improving his route running. He indicated to me that his ankles, he feels like his ankles, because he hurt them a little bit in high school, have been a little bit sensitive. It's almost like a thoroughbred horse that has those tendons. You see he came up a little bit gimpy there, and he had one ankle taped prior to the game. Now he has both taped, and he feels that both his ankles are weak, and it's really something that's always on his mind, and he worries about it.
Jerry?
You know, that was a big question mark when he came to Texas. They knew he had talent, but they were concerned about his toughness. You know, he missed 8 games as a senior in high school because of a high ankle sprain. Missed a second game this year because of a biceps bruise. And as you get back to you, Michael.
Okay, Doc, 2nd and 3. Hodges Mitchell, only a couple of yards. It will be 3rd and 1. Good down coming up here for Texas.
I want you guys to remember a conversation we had with Coach Matt Brown of Texas yesterday. He said the biggest mistake they made this year is they got behind Oklahoma and they panicked.
That's right.
And they went bing, bang, boom, boom. And before you know it, it was 63-14. Now, Matt Brown has got to be careful that this team doesn't revert back to Oklahoma, because I tell you what, Oregon can go 63 on them.
3rd and a yard. Trisel, the sophomore fullback, in motion to give Mitchell room to get right at that first down line, and I don't know. He had to get just shy of the 34. See where the mark comes here. Matt Smith, the senior, top tackler, stopped him close enough to force a measure. And I think he just has it. Not the world's greatest push up front. You see where the line judges come in. They'll spot it a first down for Texas. Spectacular night again here in San Diego. Mike Bellotti's team is off to the good start here at Qualcomm Stadium, which you see from the aerial pictures courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, based in Carson, California. Goodyear currently operates 6 airships, 3 here in the States, 2 in Europe, and 1 in South America.
I got Goodyear tires on my car. How about you, Kurt?
Always.
Nothing but Goodyear.
Nothing but Goodyear.
It's better that way.
It's even better.
Well, that will do it for the first quarter here in San Diego. Harrington. We start with 1st and 10 from its own 34, Texas. Sims with 4 receivers downfield, then releasing. It's Trisel, the fullback, And Matt, his 6th catch of the season is a 5-yard pickup. Here's Jerry on the sideline.
End of the first quarter, Texas head coach Mack Brown talking about his young quarterback and basically a lot of confidence building on the sidelines when they came over and talked to him during the end of the quarter. He says, we expected this young man, expected him to be a little bit inconsistent at the beginning of the football game, but his consistency will come, and as it comes, our offense will begin to move. So we have no concerns here on the Longhorn sideline.
There you see Chris's numbers. Kid who absolutely lives for football. On the delay, Mitchell. He gets to the 41-yard line. That's about it. Defensive line hanging in there and playing well most every snap and doing it with confidence now. Didn't start the game, but Jason Nicolau is back in and made the tackle.
Getting back to what Doc said, it's very important for Chris Sims. Early this year, he forced things. We talked about that. He learned a lot about that. It's important for him to use that knowledge now in this game, down 14-0. I think the natural progression is to go for the quick fix, get the long touchdown pass. He needs to stay within the offensive structure, continue to stick with that game plan and move the sticks. Move the sticks, and eventually you put points on the board.
3rd and 3. Roy Williams has not returned yet. B.J. Johnson and Healy at the top of the screen. And on the near side across midfield, it's Montrell Flowers. First down, Texas at the Oregon 49. 10 yards there. Jerry again.
You mentioned Roy Williams, a sensational freshman wide receiver. The word from the Longhorn bench is he has a strained right quadriceps muscle. They have taken Roy to the Texas locker room where the doctors have gone with him. They're going to try to stretch him a little bit, but a strained quad normally means you're done for the night. So he's still in the locker room. We'll give you a report when he comes back out momentarily, but probably not much action later on this evening.
That's a 40-catch, 20 yards per grab guy. It's a home run threat. But they have depth there. 1st and 10 in Oregon territory. They run. Mitchell made the first man miss, but can't get into the second level. It's Rashad Bowman coming up to make the play.
Rashad Bowman's like me. I mean, he is everywhere. He comes up, he's physical. This time he was off the line of scrimmage at about 8 to 10 yards. You can see he's talking, he's involved, he's yelling to his own defensive players. Watch him come up now. Watch it. Look, you want to talk about, so often you see defensive backs just kind of fling their body to make a play. That time he wrapped up very nicely and made a nice tackle in the open field against, by the way, a talented running back in the open field in Hodges Mitchell.
Mitchell, 9 carries, 18 yards. 2nd and 10, throw down. Covered the first look. Sims now improvising, forces one. They threw it away. That was a smart play. You know, Chris Sims in the game against Texas A&M, first quarter, 10-minute mark, he had everything covered, threw it away, and got a great hand in Austin from the fans. They appreciated the fact that he was grasping the offense, and that patience led to an explosion, a perfect third quarter, and those numbers against A&M.
In the last 2 ball games, Chris Sims has averaged over 49 yards on 5 touchdown passes. Might get a little greedy, like you talk about, Kirk. If he doesn't, he's got a chance to move this club down nice and slow and nice and efficient.
3rd and 10, needing to get to the 39. 4 receivers. Oregon bringing people here. First down. B.J. Johnson, true freshman, tripped up at the 32 by Matt Smith. That's 17 yards and a chain mover for the Longhorn.
You know, we talk a lot about Roy Williams when it comes to the Texas wide receivers, but B.J. Johnson is also a true freshman. Here he's in the slot. They say he has more speed out of his burst, the first 10 to 15 yards, than Roy Williams, and also has the ability to slither by the defensive back after making a catch.
The reason why he was wide open is Oregon took a chance and blitzed. The Texas offensive line picked up the blitz. There was no linebackers to help, and that's why Johnson was open on that play.
He's up now at the top of your screen with Healy and Montrell Flowers closest to you. The receiver set, and they run Mitchell to the 28-yard line. James Rose is that senior player, 94, showing emotion. He and Ed Wangler there as a couple of second-string defensive linemen try to keep the line fresh for Oregon.
It's a gain of 4 yards. Second down and Texas at 28-yard line for the Longhorns.
See what Texas does on this now soon-to-be dozen-play drive. Fake the run, receiver open. Healy made two men miss, got over the 20 into the red zone. 1st and 10 Texas. The words between Healy here and Rasuli Webster.
He's moving down.
Our boy Bowman, number 17, came up to make the play, Kirk, and what happened? Watch. Goodbye.
Lowered that shoulder.
Lowered that shoulder. Healy, 6'1", 200, just kind of dropped that shoulder. And Mr. Bowman won't talk quite as much now after getting
Don't count on it. Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast.
I don't think that play will stop him from talking.
Oregon, as you see, late defensive adjustments. They only had 10 on the field. Will they be confused up front? Hodges Mitchell looks for an opening. Gets to the outside. Hodges Mitchell out of bounds. 1st and goal, Texas. They take it down to the 4.
He has such an explosive first couple steps. When he found that seam, I didn't think he was going to be able to turn the corner, but he got to the outside there, and he almost was able to take it through there. Watch the blocking up front, follows the fullback. Once he cuts it to the outside, a couple players had the angle, and he simply outran them and almost took it all the way into the end zone.
He's had 156 straight times without a single fumble, only 2 fumbles and 491 carries. That's amazing.
A quick strike Longhorns, a long and patient drive. Will it pay off? Here is Mitchell. Touchdown, Texas.
Hodges Mitchell, and that's good for a Texas touchdown.
Chris Stockton kicking to Jermaine Hansball from the goal line. Kick return to the 21-yard line.
At the goal line for the Oregon
It was
Ducks.
a nice scoring drive that was capped off by Hodges Mitchell. Don't forget the 4th down pickup.
4th and 1 on the Texas 33.
Thus far tonight, 15 plays, 116 yards. Mo Morris carries for just 1 to the 21. Lee had mentioned Maurice Morris. He went to junior college in Fresno, and really one of the better junior college programs, Fresno City College, and his numbers were frightening in his 2 seasons there. 3,708 yards, an all-time junior college record, all-purpose yards, 4,487.
Oregon football fans have fallen in love with junior college running backs over the year. Reuben Drones last 2 years ago was more of a power back. Now, with Maurice Morris, they have a tailback that can take the ball to the house. He has tremendous speed.
Run him on 2nd down, and he finds a crease. Very close to that 1st down, just across the 30 when he came down.
You think he's important to the offensive team when it comes to running the ball? He accounts for 66% of the Oregon running game. One man. Now, what I like about him the most is he has got the ability to break and move, but the fullback, Josh Line, number 47, was the reason why that play worked, because he took on the linebacker and gave him a little crease, and boom, he hit the crease.
The thing I like about Morris is his size. He has not only the ability to outrun people, but he has a good change of direction. Kind of looks like Eric Dickerson, the way he runs upright, you know?
From the 31, 1st down. 3 yards there for Morris, who is a workhorse as the game goes on. His past tells us that he stays as fresh, if not gets to be a better, stronger running back. But as was mentioned earlier, as this season went on, his first season at this level, the Knicks took their toll.
Well, teams early in the year were so concerned about Joey Harrington in the passing game that they stayed back. And then Maurice Morris was destroying them. And right around the USC game, around the early part, middle of the year, teams started to load up and really try to lock him in on him, and then the Ducks had to throw the football more. So Morris's numbers kind of declined as the year went on.
Joey Harrington adjusts the play, 1 on the play clock. Changes to an option with Morris. who cannot get to the corner. Good speed off the edge to bring him down by Kalen Thornton, that true freshman difference maker at end.
One of the great calls offensively against man coverage is the option, because the cornerback is going to run with the receiver, and you take away the man who's going to be responsible for the pitch. Here, Joey Harrington came down the line. All he had was one man in Kalen Thornton to either kind of fake the pitch and cut underneath or pitch off of it. Very athletic move there by Thornton to take the quarterback and the running back away.
Long 6 here to pick up the first down. 3 receivers on their side. Tight end from the other side. Jason Willis not going to get there. But down to 37. Dakari Pearson and the Texas defense, a little attitude as they force Oregon a 3 and out. All right, they picked up 1 first down. 1 first down and out.
Gain of 3 yards.
The last time I watched the punter, Curtis Dorr, he looked a little slow, didn't you?
He's always slow.
All right, he looked a little slow. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't go. I'd go after him.
No block punch this year, but I noticed that watching film. It's slow to get out. They have a return on for Hodges Mitchell, who averaged 12 per return, with fair catches it at the 28. Nice hang time on that 35-yard punt from the senior from Waterford, Wisconsin.
Great play here by Kalen Thornton, bottom of the screen. Watch him as the option comes right to you. Kalen Thornton's responsible for the quarterback. He takes the quarterback and then has the speed to run down Maurice Morris to bring him down to force the Ducks into a punt. Texas gets the ball back.
During the week, we had movement forward by one of the Texas players, and that will bring a penalty unless it was induced by our. They start from 76 yards away from the goal line. Sims down the middle, first down. Brandon Healy from here in the San Diego area. Big play as he pushed out about 15 more on the Rasuli Webster late hit. With the penalty, it will be 53 yards. 38 on the catch.
Penalty flag on the field.
There's such respect for these talented freshman receivers. Here to the right, B.J. Johnson took a double team, and it opened up the middle of the field. And what they call Brandon Healy is the old man, because they said he's been around here since Earl Campbell was here. Rasuli Webster got pulled away, then he came over with a late hit.
The problem there, the reason why that play is that Michael Cavalier, number 56, a linebacker, was trying to cover him. And anytime you can get isolated on a linebacker like that, it's good night, sweetheart. It's all over.
Tough flag as you see it there live, because it was still 1 foot inbounds, but he did have 1 foot on the white, and that's why the call came first against Oregon tonight.
Hate to be redundant, but I got to say that Chris Sims really looks good tonight. He looks like he's in a rhythm. I know he's made a few mistakes as far as the interception to Steve Smith, but as far as the intermediate passes, very accurate, right on the money.
He is the rare young quarterback who has a big arm and is accurate. Will this be on Texas again?
Penalty flags on the field.
We tip our hat to them. So it's 1st and 15. Hodges Mitchell explodes to the 24. Let's send you back to cold and soon-to-be snowbound Connecticut. Here's Chris Fowler. Chris?
We're headed from Miami, though, Mike. One of the more dramatic, bold turnarounds you'll ever see, engineered by Rohan Davey of LSU in the Peach Bowl. 25 unanswered points as the Tigers come from behind, aided by 6 jacket turnovers to win in Atlanta. Back to you guys.
16 inches, I hear, heading to Bristol.
Chris will find his way to Miami to join you guys.
I was going to say, I hope my man can meet us down there.
You know Fowler a good day. How about those 2 catches by Reed, back-to-back?
Yeah.
The catch for the touchdown and then the 2-point conversion. What a fabulous game, as usual, at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta. 2nd and 12 after the gain of 3. That pass is caught. A short gain. The man who's been at issue with the movement, Chad Stevens, the sophomore gets his second catch of the season.
The way Chris Sims ended this season, it was such an up and down season. The debates, the controversy, should it be Major Applewhite, should it be Chris Sims? When Major Applewhite got hurt for a second time and opening the door back up, Chris Sims finished the year strong. He really put an exclamation point to the regular season against A&M. This game for Chris Sims is huge going into the 2001 season. Another chance to throw the ball here.
One way or the other.
Courtney Garcia, sophomore receiver, one of the four. On 3rd and 8, Sims has mobility, hasn't crossed the line. Mitchell catches the deflection, and Hodges Mitchell has first and goal for Texas.
You cannot believe, I think he was 1.5 inches behind the line of scrimmage. Now, I know he's a great athlete, but don't tell me, Kurt, he knew where he was.
He knew what he was doing.
He didn't know where he was. That's
He
luck.
did it all wrong.
He was running, and all of a sudden he said, "What?" No way you could call me. He knew what he was doing on that one. You talk
Take a
about
wide shot of him.
poise. Holy mackerel.
He looks poised. That is he moving around back there?
27 straight times Texas has gone into the red zone and scored, including the one on the last drive. Now going for a game-time touchdown. Mitchell a yard. It will be 2nd and goal coming up. The tackle, Jason Nicolau. Capital One Bowl week continues with New Year's Eve in Shreveport. See the Bulldogs of Mississippi State, Jackie Sherrill.
Offensive line. Try some misdirection here.
Watch a quarterback draw also. That's what I do.
As Mitchell is a receiver, it's covered.
Right
Sims
there.
runs. Sims. Touchdown.
On the quarterback keep, number 1, Chris Sims. And that's a touchdown for
Took a shot there, too. But has his team in position to tie. First 14, the Ducks in the Pac-10. Next 14, the Longhorns from the Big 12.
Texas gets 5 wide receivers out. Chris Sims has all day to throw the football, and I think he's been playing better and better as this game has gone on. Texas down 14, and now they've tied this ball game up.
Both teams got together. Most importantly, the game tonight. New game at 14. Go for Allen Amundsen. Texas with a little hop in their step. Third-string quarterback Bo Trahan made the tackle.
We were saying at the break, guys, how you see this so often in bowl games. You can see the offense and how they've changed. The defense for Texas is moving around with some swagger. The special teams has some swagger. It's interesting, the emotions of college bowl games. One team seems to jump out of the gate, and then all of a sudden they let their guard down and they allow the other team to come back in there.
Interesting to me, it was 4th and 1 on the Texas 33-yard line. Mack Brown showed his team he had confidence by going for it. Since then, they've controlled the ball game on both sides of the ball.
Scoring on that drive had a lot to do with that confidence, too.
Harrington and the Ducks from up 14 to tied. Throwing it away, intended for Marshawn Tucker. Tucker and Howry, the 2 receivers, have been quiet. Sean Rogers, the likely first-round NFL draft pick with great pressure.
Sean Rogers is 6'4", 320 pounds. We say it, he should be a first-round draft choice. The only problem he has right now is his durability. Now watch the quickness for a guy 320 pounds come in and make the tackle. The problem is Mike and Kirk, he's had a lot of injuries. Can he handle the National Football League injury-wise?
How about when he walked in along with Casey Hampton and Leonard Davis and Mike Williams? I don't think there are 4 guys that can walk into a room in the NFL that look that good.
Harrington, incomplete. Texas has stepped up its defense and its defensive pressure, not just from the line, but the DBs now as well.
On the planet Mars, there's not 4 better-looking guys than those guys.
Those guys walked into the room, and I thought, my gosh, this isn't Colorado State in Wyoming.
And let me tell you another thing. They got a strength coach, Jeff Madden, who's better looking and bigger than they are. They've got to have the best-looking lineman in the world.
Mad Dog, they can put him in there. 3 technique.
I think he's playing in there right now.
Strapped on a helmet. Get Mad Dog out there.
3rd and 10. Longhorns bringing pressure. Harrington throws, intercepted! To the house, Greg Brown! Texas touchdown! score.
You know what that might be? Strutting. That might be. He did a little too much dancing, Mike. That's what I think.
Yes, it is. But the touchdown counts, and Texas takes the lead. We mentioned earlier that's the guy who took it back against Texas A&M. On the very first play of that game offensively for the Aggies. So this extra point try will be a long one, but Mike Bellotti's concern right now is Joey Harrington in the offense. They've lost their momentum.
Texas has been playing so much man-to-man. Here in 3rd and 10, Greg Brown's going to sit here and zone and just kind of hang out. And I think Joey Harrington expected man-to-man. He threw the ball out into the flat thinking he's throwing it away, and Brown is waiting there. Probably the easiest interception he's had in his career.
35-yard extra point now after the penalty on Brown. Stockton makes it anyway.
One thing about Harrington, he's had a problem in the last game against Oregon State of throwing interceptions. This way he does it again. Brown, as you call, was in perfect position. Now Texas is 21, Oregon 14, and everybody can see it right there.
Kickoff taken by Amundsen again. Stays on his feet. Good kick return out to the 32-yard line. Send it back once again. Here's Chris Fowler. Chris.
Well, Mike, you guys are watching a flurry right there in your game. That's been the theme of the bowls today. At halftime, we'll talk about the 3 flurries of the 3 winning teams in bowl games and also preview that Nebraska-Northwestern game in San Antonio tomorrow night. That's when Rod Gilmore joins me at the half.
We got the flurries.
Flurry.
Yeah, we got the flurry. Harrington, the junior from Portland. He'll throw. Nicely set up to Morris. Got a good block. Taken out of bounds by Dakari Pearson. 7-yard gain.
See, that just drives me
Go ahead,
crazy.
make your point,
Look,
make your
the
point.
officiating is ridiculous when it comes to Greg Brown makes an interception, and he's going to high step into the end zone. Now we have a situation where the entire game, these two teams have been jabbing back and forth with each other. If there are any officials out there, please listen. If you're going to make the call it consistently. If you're going to call a high step, call it when they're jabbing back and forth verbally, questioning each other, or don't call it at all. One or the other.
2nd and 4. Morris gained a yard. 33. Casey Hampton got some pressure there. Corey Redding also in on the tackle. I agree with you, by the way. I don't want to leave you on an island. I
can't stand it. College football is about emotions, and they're trying to take the emotions away. If they're going to call it all the time, or don't call it at all. That's the only thing I ask.
Does he get like this often, Lee?
That's the only play. This is the only thing in the game that makes me feel like Lee.
He's very emotional at this time. Just back off and say nothing.
It's a bowl game.
It'll pass.
Swinging momentum.
Yeah, it'll pass.
I'm ready for Oklahoma State.
3rd and 3, needing to get just over the 42. Good throw by Harrington. That's his tight end. Justin Peel, who caught a big play earlier for a touchdown, stayed alive to drag that one out to the 49-yard line. Junior who caught 20 balls this year. The passion of football you will see in The Season tomorrow on ESPN2, parts 1 and 2 of a great show chronicling a season in Pennsylvania high school football. All you fans in Texas know about big-time high school football. See what it's like up in Pennsylvania. A team that goes to the state championship tomorrow on ESPN2, both parts of the season.
Very good drive so far for Oregon. You indicated the pressure is on Joe Harrington, Mike. I think it's important they try to get at least a field goal on this drive to get some momentum back.
It's 1st and 10 with 3 receivers. Jason Willis in motion. The misdirection of the receiver didn't fool anybody for that Texas front 4. It's Kalen Thornton getting up and clapping. Rogers, Marcus Tubbs in there with the tackle. There's the former National High School Player of the Year. And both quarterbacks got off to different starts. Sims was cold, Harrington was hot, and momentum changed almost when the quarter changed. Mike Bellotti was the offensive coordinator for a half dozen years at Oregon when Rich Brooks was the head coach. When Rich went to the NFL, Bellotti slid in now at age 50. He's won 71 games in 10 years as a head coach, 48 at Oregon. Harrington has a man breaking free. Couldn't get it to Keenan Howery. Howery was sprinting once he got a step, but Harrington just couldn't hook up with his sophomore receiver.
Keenan Howery comes all the way from the left side on a bootleg action. Watch him come down number 15, makes a head and shoulder fake, and comes across. Now, the reason why Harrington didn't get the ball to him, he threw it right off the wrong foot. If you watch it right here, see? He threw it off the wrong foot. Instead of setting that, planting that left foot, Kirk, and throwing a football, right-handed quarterback, he'd have hit him.
A lot of his momentum coming towards the sideline, and it kind of pulled the ball away from the receiver there.
He hurried himself instead of setting his feet and hitting him for a touchdown.
3rd and 9. He's on the way down again. He's lucky that Roderick Babers didn't see that a half second quicker. He would have been in the house with a touchdown. 4th down punt.
Texas's defense is playing at a different level right now. The intensity up front, they're getting pressure now on Harrington. The secondary is playing better man coverage. It's amazing what momentum can do for these teams.
It's amazing to me. Texas plays 5 full-time freshmen and 3 redshirt freshmen on defense. I mean, is that a good-looking football team in the future, or
all they have
what?
to do is replace Sean Rogers and Casey Hampton in the middle. Everybody else is back.
All they have to do, replace a sure first and a potential first-round pick. Door coming out. They got it! Texas ball at the 29-yard line. Recovery from Marcus Wilkins. Did we say
I say nothing.
slow?
You said slow, and I said slower. He takes too long. What happens is Curtis Dorr takes the ball, and he doesn't catch it way out front with his hands. He lets it come all the way into his body. Now watch, as the ball comes back into his body, he's too slow.
Well, he had to catch a knuckle slider that was coming back to him. That ball, watch the snap coming back to him.
But you see, he takes his time too slow. He's got to get rid of it. In fact, I'm not saying this, Mike, you and I brought it up before, didn't we, or what?
We did. Bo Trahan came up with the recovery. He's the 3rd-string quarterback, but he's also a special teams demon, leads them in tackles. Well, Texas has an opportunity to make a huge momentum second-quarter statement. Confusion, play clock at 8. Trissell's running laps. Sims takes a timeout.
That's the best motion you can use because nobody knows where they're going. The offense didn't know. The defense didn't know. Wasn't that funny looking?
Well, the timeout. Great field position set up by the former high school quarterback who played quarterback in the Kansas game briefly. Bo Trahan laid out, took it in the gut. Gives Texas a golden opportunity with 71 seconds left. 10 looking to add to a 21-point second quarter. Sims can't get away. Sack. That ball is not a fumble. Again, the ground causing it to come out. But good pressure from Collier, the linebacker. Senior from Portland with the sack.
Michael Collier.
The outside linebacker, Collier, comes from this one. Now, the thing about this that I liked about Chris Sims, before the season would have started as a freshman, he would have thrown that ball and thrown an interception. But the key thing on this thing, he kept his poise. I think you brought it up in your meetings with him, didn't you, Kirk, that you thought he was more poised now than ever?
Well, and he's the one who really feels that way.
Yeah.
He said early in the year that it was a lot of pressure to try to live up to all the expectations. And now all of a sudden what he's been able to do and learning, and not only learning from playing, but learning and watching Major Applewhite has helped him late in the year to be a more mature quarterback. I think most quarterbacks go through that, but it's especially tough when you have all those expectations added on.
What impresses me the most about Chris, National High School Player of the Year in 1998, Phil's son, Texas quarterback, so much pressure. The time we spent with him, he's the most impressive young sophomore, true sophomore.
Williams won the Heisman Trophy. That Richard Walton went down with an injury. It was a young freshman by the name of Major Applewhite who stepped in and really helped Ricky win the Heisman Trophy.
Sims and Applewhite have gotten along a lot better this year, and it's helped both of them handle this difficult situation that Mack Brown has also handled very well. 2nd and 20, 5 receivers for Sims. Mitchell with the flag down as Mitchell keeps going. 14 yards. Lynch going to come back, back in the backfield. A hold or clip on Texas.
Garrett Siebel. Taking flag on the field.
There's the hold. We're going to look at second and 30. Texas one timeout and a turning clock now. They'll run Mitchell. Tackle. See, will Oregon take a timeout?
Ball carrier.
After the Matt Smith tackle. Oregon's going to let it go down. Sims is rushing his team to the line. Try to sneak in another snap here in the final 20. I'd let the clock run all the way down and throw a Hail Mary towards the end zone here.
Hey, you can still get a field goal. You know, it's true. You know, you get maybe a 15 or 20-yard gain. You get
Then I would have taken the timeout to set up a play.
Where's that red line is supposed to show the field goal distance? Don't we have that anymore?
Final play, first half. Sims, home run ball. Nobody there. Interception, Oregon.
That's one not good for the stats. No,
That's a quarterback making that comment. Ryan Mitchell with the INT. As the cannon sounds, bringing the half to an end.
It's halftime.
First 14, Oregon. Second quarter, 21 for Texas. Culligan Holiday Bowl halftime. Longhorns by 7. Here's Chris Fowler in the studio. Chris?
And Dorsey, nice catch and run, and he beats that Rams secondary, and Louisville would jump on top in this game. But the Rams battle back and tie it in the second quarter, and then Frank Rice on the reverse gets loose, gets the block from quarterback Matt Newton, sort of. 16-yard touchdown. Colorado State missed the point, but led 16-10. It's a 19-10 game when Ragone brings it back. Deion Branch back in the end zone. Nice catch, 2-point game. Again, this is the kind of games that Colorado State's used to winning. And Cecil Sapp up the middle, powering for some tough yards as Colorado State is able to chew some clock and hold on for a tough physical win, Rod.
Colorado State brought some serious, tough, aggressive defense in the second half, being very aggressive with the blitz, shutting down the wide receivers there in Louisville, coming away with a win.
Sapp a career-high 160 yards on 36 tough carries, and he overcomes a nice ball game by Ragone. 10-win season for Sonny Lubig's team. Congratulations. In El Paso, UCLA and Wisconsin squaring off. Barry Alvarez celebrating a birthday this week. Last defeated UCLA in the 99 Rose Bowl. Bruins would be down by 7 when Corey Paz finds Freddie Mitchell here.
Oh, Freddie Mitchell, I got your Thorpe Award right here, Jamar Fletcher. Fletcher let him get inside, and he ran away from him.
There's a taunting flag right there on Mitchell, but he'll take that any day. And then a little slapping contest here between the two All-Americans.
Yeah, they went at it all day. Fletcher would wind up having the last laugh, but those guys were battling from the start.
Bollinger brings the Badgers back. Chris Chambers back at the end zone. Nice catch, gets the foot down, cuts it to a 6-point UCLA lead. And then Michael Bennett, the speedy tailback, in on the act, takes the handoff left. That nice zone blocking, he gets in the corner.
Yeah, Michael Bennett, great speed to the outside. That offensive line wore them down.
Scott McEwen had to come on in relief of the injured Paz, and Fletcher here seals the win with a nice interception.
Fletcher has great hands. That's why he comes away with so many picks, and he showed you there. Most guys would have dropped that ball. He sealed it and got the last laugh on Freddie Mitchell.
Mitchell was the MVP with 9 catches, averaging 20 yards a catch, but Fletcher does make the sealing interception, and the Badgers are very satisfying come-from-behind victory.
A lot of success with that off-play action, going away from the receivers and getting the backs involved and catching some passes.
First down toss, wheel route, incomplete. We tried that earlier and it worked with Howery there, but well covered and snuffed out. You know, these wide receivers for Oregon, outstanding performers, but quiet. Howery, 2 catches, and Marshawn Tucker, 50 catches on the year, nothing in the first half.
Again, it's because of the excellent corners that Texas has. Why go at a team's strength, even though you feel pretty confident? Once in a while, it's okay to take a chance, but I think it's makes a little bit more sense to go after the linebackers and the safeties in man cover.
Can you win the game without getting the ball in the hands of Tucker and Howard?
You have to get it to them, but you have to pick your spots.
Second and 10. It looked like a little miscommunication there. The pass goes incomplete. Justin Peel, I don't know if he was the intended receiver.
That was called the hot pattern. They brought the linebacker right after Harrington, and that vacated the linebacker area, and what he was supposed to do is to hit Peel on the quick hot pattern. The quarterback drops back, the linebacker's coming right there, they pick him up, there's an open spot, doesn't quite get the ball to him, Nice play by the Texas defense of blitzing, but still covering up with another linebacker.
Everett Rawls got in the passing lane. Harrington is fired on 7 of his last 9. 3rd and 10. They bring pressure. Down the middle. First down to 44-yard line. Justin Peel this time makes the play. 14 yards. Peel caught a touchdown in the opening quarter.
They're getting the ball to the tight end, a man coverage against the strong safety, Greg Brown. Go away from Quentin Jammer and Roderick Babers. Here, Brown gives him a little bit of a cushion. The ball is thrown, by the way, right on the money. You can hear that explode into the chest of Peel all the way up here.
Not a big arm on Harrington, but very solid. He can throw the intermediate route, the 7 to 15-yard passes very effectively, and with a little mustard, as you saw there. From the 44, Maurice Morris, 5-yard loss. That's DeAndre Lewis, better known as D.D. Lewis, the top tackler on this team. A junior out of Houston, and Texas has gotten back into the Houston area. A big recruiting coup in this Mack Brown era.
D.D. Lewis has started 37 straight football games for Texas. As you notice then, what he was doing, he was watching the receivers. I've been watching the running back. As soon as a hole opened, boom, he closed the hole. D.D. Lewis, 33 straight starts. Good-looking football player to me.
Made great progress this year. Former fullback, just becomes more instinctive, it seems like, every single week out. Still really learning the position.
2nd and 15. Draw Morris. Outruns Lewis. Not going to outrun the open field tackle to Dakari Pearson.
Stopped by Dakari Pearson.
Dakari Pearson, they believe in, if he's a redshirt freshman, they believe the future will be built in the secondary behind Dakari Pearson. He's in the safeties, in the Texas defense. They're very responsible for making sure people are lined up right. He's athletic. He can come up. He can make a big hit. And here, he goes down low and takes down a pretty talented running back from Maurice Morris.
You see Major Applewhite, Chris Sims warming up with the receivers, hoping the offense gets the ball back after this snap. 3rd and 10. Again, pressure off the corner. They screen. Morris, first down, much more, might go. Will go. Oregon has tied the game. If they get the extra point.
And that's good for a Ducks touchdown. A 55-yard touchdown run.
The beauty of the chess match of football. They brought the pressure 3rd down last time. They brought the pressure again, and this time the blitz beater becomes a quick 6. Josh Frankel, who's senior from Pacific Palisades in California, looks to tie the game.
Josh Frankel to the 10-lead for the Ducks.
All even at 21. Most points the Longhorns have given up since the Oklahoma game. Mike Belotti's team scored early in the 1st, early in the 3rd. The junior from South Carolina puts Oregon back even.
Game up on a screen. Now they're going to be in man-to-man coverage. Everett Rawls is going to be isolated right here on Mo Morris. Watch the screen here by the tight end Justin Peel. He gets into the way of the linebacker who has him in man coverage. It opened up the play, and once he got to the outside and he picked up blocks, there's nobody on this Texas team that has a chance to catch up to Maurice Morris. But Justin Peel, a little bit shifty there, got into the way of Rawls before. In man coverage, he could go over to the man that he had, which was Maurice Morris.
Dan Katz kicking off. It's been 265 games since the last kickoff return for a touchdown by Texas. Victor Wright won't do it here. Taken down at the 31.
I want to show you Ryan Schmidt, the center, right there. This is the reason why the play goes. Keep your eye on him. He's going to make the block down here to make the play go. Harrington drops back. It's Morris. Keep your eye. Number 67, Schmidt, right here. Wow. He's the guy that makes the play go all the way for a touchdown. Tremendous block. Ryan Schmidt, 6'4", 280, went all the way down the field.
I was going to say, Lee, that's a pretty athletic move by a big guy going downfield like that, about 40 yards.
So after the touchdown drive, they started each half with a scoring drive. Morris, who's been a receiving factor tonight, more than a running threat. Roy Williams back on the field for Texas. First series, second half for Chris Sims and company. Hodges Mitchell will gain just a couple of yards. Went forward. It'll be about 3. He had 15 carries for 44 yards in the first half. Here's Jerry Buck.
Halftime, Longhorn coach Mack Brown said it's a typical bowl game. One team jumps out early, second team roars back. He wanted to be the team that jumped out early, but they had to be the team that roared back. He said, our young quarterback, Chris Sims, is guilty of what every other young quarterback does. They get excited, they try a little bit too hard. He got into his rhythm and was able to get the ball up. We're doing well, throwing the ball in the seams. We'd like to crank up our running game in the second half. Michael?
After a pickup of 2, Jerry, they've run for just 48 yards tonight. Sims has a rushing touchdown in the game as well. He has time here. Now flushed out of the pocket. Roy Williams trying to break open downfield. Sims takes off and gets to the 40. It will be 3rd and about 1.5 yards. Chris is 6'5", 222, but has mobility.
See Roy Williams complaining to the official, but Rashad Bowman, we met with him. He said, I like big receivers. We said, boy, what about the advantage that Roy Williams has? You know what he said? I like a bigger. It's a bigger target for me to come up and jam him. And Roy Williams right now, because he's a little sensitive with his ankles and with his quad, he's not getting the room that will enable him to separate himself from Rashad Bowman.
That physical advantage at the line of scrimmage when being played in man coverage. Bowman's a little bit off, about 4 or 5 yards back here. 3rd and 2. Sims tried to draw him off with changing the cadence, and it worked. Center snapping once he had an Oregon player in the neutral zone. It'll be a Texas first down.
Dead ball foul, offside, on the defense. 5 yards from the previous spot.
Jerry, what about Roy Williams?
Well, Mike, he came in tonight with a slight left ankle sprain, but as you mentioned early in the evening, he suffered a quadricep strain on his right leg. You see him trying to run off the field. We'll show you what happened in the very early part of the football game. Watch him try to leg it out. He's a sprinter. He pulls up, and that right quadricep muscle was strained. He was taken to the locker room where at halftime he was retaped. I talked to Dr. Kerry Windler, the orthopedic surgeon for Texas. He said, you know what? Normally, with a quad strain, you're done for the night. I doubt he'll be able to contribute much at all here in the second half.
What a hit. 6-yard loss. It's Rashad Bowman again. He's been everywhere tonight. If you're talking thinking defensive MVP, 17 in green.
But you got to look out. I think he got Hodges Mitchell on the knee that could really, really hurt this young man.
Rashad Bowman has been doing it all night long. He's very vocal. He gets the team fired up here. This is the first play of the game. He takes a swing at Roy Williams. He's talking to his defense, making sure everybody's lined up. He's physical. Comes up here in the open field, making a tackle against Hodges Mitchell earlier in this ball game. And then again, this last play, he goes underneath and submarines Hodges Mitchell. He is really the inspirational leader. And if they're going to call high-stepping on Greg Brown for scoring a touchdown, you got to look at something like that.
Well, the concern now is after the open field play by Bowman, Hodges Mitchell, who's down and shaken up on the play. Mack Brown is out there as well to take a look at his senior running back. We'll check him when we come back to San Diego.
This is a Culligan drinking water system. Here's how it works. Imagine this is your family's drinking water, and this is a water impurity. Then this is a Culligan drinking water system. It's more than a pitcher or faucet filter. It's a security system for your water.
Does your family's water need a clean bill of health? Find out at Culligan.com.
Has he been fed?
The setup.
They think I killed 2 cops.
You gotta get out of New York.
Yo, what up?
The switch.
Just act black. That's all you gotta do.
What it is, Jive Turkey?
Hey, brother. All right, mama.
This January, if they can survive each other,
I'm smarter than you.
You smarter than me.
they might just stay alive.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I can throw a bullet at you.
Double Take, rated PG-13, starts Friday, January 12th.
Hey, we're here with a bunch of friends in our racing limo to test the power of interstate batteries. So come on, check it out. Anyone for a power shake?
We've got him.
Hey, this baby cranking out some power.
Look, we're on. We're doing pretty good.
Interstate Batteries. Power fast, built to last.
Hey, Bobby, we just won first, second, third place.
Ohio State strong-arm Steve Belisari duels with South Carolina's Phil Petty and the Gamecocks. South Carolina versus Ohio State, New Year's Day at 11 on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl is presented by Culligan. Does your water need a clean bill of health? Find out at Culligan.com. And in part by Chrysler. We're reinventing the passion for driving. And by Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. Move your money. Get well connected.
Well, the 5-yard loss carries a bigger loss with it for Texas. Hodges Mitchell helped off the field, but doesn't look very good with his leg injury, likely a knee injury. They're looking at him on the sideline. And we'll check on that. Jerry's right over there behind the scene on the Texas bench. Victor Ike, a sophomore, has come in place of the man who ran for over 1,000 yards in replacing Ricky Williams each of the last 2 seasons. 2nd and 15, Texas in a tie game. Sims pressure behind, sack. Garrett Sable, who had 3 sacks on the season, the blitzing linebacker, makes it 3rd and even longer.
Sable came from the outside there, and I don't know if it was a slide protection, but nobody picked him up. He blitzed from the outside. He was kind of in a loaded position, and nobody touched him. He came from the blind side of Chris Sims.
What happened? Oregon showed one defense, a 4-man line, and shifted to a 5-man line, and it confused the offensive line of Texas, and that's why he came through.
Flowers, Thomas, Williams, the receivers. For 3rd and 21. They stunt up front. Pressure from 4 is flushing Sims left. He's got to go now. He's over the line. Out of bounds at the 40. And a punting situation. Nice job, too, by Oregon not taking the late hit as Sims danced along the sideline. Well, very similar to the first quarter. Oregon scores early. Texas struggles offensively. Mac Brown, who was out to check on his injured senior back. Now we'll see his team punt it away. Net punting average would figure getting the ball to the 34-yard line if it's the normal kick and return, considering the Texas and Oregon performance. Stockton, a good kick. Oh, that's a flag. Forget where the ball goes. Go ahead, pick it up and score. It doesn't matter. That will be a flag for hitting Keenan Howery as he attempted to field the punt. And after the hit earlier on Hodges Mitchell, and Bowman's picture on the big screen brought a reaction from the Texas fans, and Bowman was egging them on. Things getting a little bit heated here in this 3rd quarter. They didn't call the bubble violation there. They called the personal foul, which is the bigger penalty. And that may be the correct call because it seemed like there was intent there to get the return man. Oregon will start it at its own 34 as Texas brought the pressure with Michael Unger and Nathan Vasher, but it cost them 15. In 96, as Rich went to the NFL, Mike came out as the head coach. The reason the offense came off there is you look at the winningest coach in the Pac-10 now among active coaches. Taking the 15-yard penalty, they're going to make Texas re-punt the ball.
Offsetting penalties.
Offsetting.
There was a penalty on Oregon.
As Howery spins back to the 16 and goes nowhere. Very well covered. Michael Unger may have made a mistake earlier, but he said, I was clean there. And I'm just celebrating with my teammates. No return, a 44-yard net and kick. And here's Jerry.
Well, takes the pitch. Now watch 17. Watch his right knee buckle backwards and to the inside. And that, when the lower part of the leg moves backwards and the upper part is stationary, typically you see an ACL tear. That's what we're being told. Anterior cruciate ligament and possibly medial collateral.
Morris a carry for 5 or 6 yards, and you feel for a senior who not only playing his final game but was hoping to prove at 5'7" one more time that he is a guy who had a chance in the NFL as a 3rd down back. He told me, think of a guy like a Warwick Dunn who's proven as a small back there's a place for people like that in the NFL. Productive pass catcher as well, and your heart breaks for somebody like Hodges Mitchell in this situation.
Because of his low center of gravity and great athletic ability, he is so versatile. He can run he'll be able to come back.
After a pickup of 6, 2nd and 4, Morris is blown up by Sean Rogers, but escaped the tackle. Quentin Jammer came over to make the play. Well, Rogers, who is being talked of as, once again, a very high first-round pick in the NFL draft, had the chance for the tackle there, but saw Maurice Morris escape.
Amazing quickness by number 73, Sean Rogers. Watch him come in. The reason why he misses the tackle, that he was lunging to try to really stick that Morris instead of breaking down. But it's hard when you're 320 pounds and you're going one direction. I mean, it sounds good.
I mean, the fact he got in there.
I mean, it sounds good to break down, but he breaks down, the world stops. Boom.
They need to get to the 28 for the first down. It's 3rd and 5. Howery coming at you on cable cam, then running away in motion. 3 receivers left. Harrington goes that way. It's a first down at the 30 for the motion man, Keenan Howery.
Pass complete to number 15, Keenan Howery.
Oregon has picked up key 3rd downs in this second half. The 3rd down pass to the tight end, Justin Peel. Mac Brown saw the 3rd down touchdown, screen to Morris, and their 3rd down pickup with the receiver, Howard.
By moving Howery around there and trying to move some different receivers around these last few plays, Oregon Ducks have been able to get the matchups that they want. There, they had a linebacker in Marcus Wilkins trying to stay with Keenan Howery. That's a big advantage for Oregon, and Joey Harrington found the mismatch.
Marshawn Tucker's the move man, takes it on the reverse. Cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. What an athletic play by the defensive end, Rory Redding. The sophomore got in his way, tied him up, and helped bring him down. Well, Capital One Bowl Week continues. Spend your New Year's Eve and 2000 the way you should. Watching college football on ESPN. The Sanford Independence Bowl. Wayne Matkin leads Mississippi State against Texas A&M. It's 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Sunday night on ESPN. The Sanford Independence Bowl tomorrow night. The Sylvania Alamo Bowl. Bowl Week continues. Capital One Bowl Week here on ESPN. They lost 3. Delay Morris got those 3 yards back and then a few more. With another 3rd down coming up for the Ducks. 3rd and 8. You guys, we started talking about Mike Bellotti before. In this period of dancing between coaches and schools after the regular season and before the bowls, Mike had a very enticing offer to become the coach at USC. Decided to stay at Oregon, a place where I think he feels like he is the perfect fit. He loves the area, the community, and I think he'd like to stay for a while and reap some of the rewards for this foundation he's built.
He said you can't buy lifestyle, and that's what he loved in Eugene.
Needing to get just past the 40 for the first down. Harrington's engulfed. Too much Texas pressure. Everett Rawls, the junior from Texas City, will force a punt. First sack of the night for the Longhorns.
I think one of the key things right now is the size of the Texas defensive line is starting to put pressure on the Oregon offensive line. In this case, Kirk, I just think it was just a mass of humanity just pushing back the offensive line from Oregon.
That time Ross was actually staying with Josh Lyon, who was responsible for man coverage. I think the coverage downfield enabled Ross to be able to get in there and come up with that sack.
Courtney Garcia, who's back to receive the punt. Hodges Mitchell is the punt returner normally. Garcia has not returned a punt yet this year. He has it at the 31. Made a man miss. Not getting away from everybody else. Just a 1-yard return. Again, fabulous coverage by Oregon. Here's Jerry.
Well, when you say, hey, Culligan, man, it's hard to get much higher up the chain than this guy right here. We're talking about Culligan President, CEO Mike Reardon. And Mike, you guys have got to be so excited about being involved with such a bowl that has exploded like this Holiday Bowl here. Sell out 2 great football teams.
Well, this is outstanding. For 23 years, the Holiday Bowl's put out some great football. For the last 3 years, as the Culligan Holiday Bowl, we've been blessed with outstanding games. I think a game like this is great for ratings, it's great for local business, and it's great for the Culligan business.
Stay with me just a moment. We'll go back upstairs to Mike Tirico. Michael?
Jerry thanks. 1st and 10, 32-yard line. Victor Ike in at running back. After the Hodges-Mitchell knee injury, Ike takes it up the middle for a couple, Jerry.
I've got to ask you, Mike, how does Culligan benefit by being involved in college athletics? I know it's got to be huge for you, but what made you want to get involved in bowl sponsorship?
Well, our product is water. We say Culligan is water, and everyone needs more of it. So by sponsoring the Holiday Bowl, making it the Culligan Holiday Bowl, it gives us an opportunity to expand our brand awareness to a more youthful audience and to be associated with just a great event. We're just delighted to be sponsors of the Culligan Holiday Bowl, and it's really been good for our business.
From all of us at ESPN, thanks for being involved in college athletics.
Thank you.
Mike Reardon, president of Culligan. Michael?
Thank you, Doc. 2nd and 7. Nowhere. Victor Ike up in the backfield. Garrett Sable's having a very good third quarter here for Oregon.
I had the chance of having lunch with Mike Kerrigan yesterday. Reardon is a Notre Dame fan from Chicago, Illinois. He's got a daughter that goes to Notre Dame, and he just can't wait to see the Irish play Oregon State. And I said, not so fast, my friend. Boy, is he a big Irish fan. He loves Notre Dame.
We'll hold those bowl predictions until the bowl edition of College Game Day on New Year's morning.
That Culligan water is really good. I had a lot of it yesterday.
Sims has not thrown a pass yet this quarter. 3rd and 10 for Chris. Sophomore's 3 receivers in the pattern. He's flushed. Looking for a receiver to fight and get open. They didn't look back at him. And he's brought down back at the 24. 8-yard loss. That is the 3rd Oregon sack of the night.
Now this is part of being a young freshman receiver. Sloan Thomas, top of your screen, number 9. Now at this point, he's got to realize that the quarterback is rolling towards him. Great blocking, physical, tearing up Rashad Bowman. The problem is, we're throwing right now, guys. You need to turn around and catch the football and try to get a first down.
Chris Stockton set to punt.
Chris Stockton on the punt for the
his best kick, but a good bounce. It becomes a 43-yard punt. Here's our Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter, well-connected storyline tonight. Chris Sims has a touchdown run, no touchdown passes, has been more effective in the second quarter than in the first and third. Joey Harrington has been more effective in the first and third, struggled in the second. And Hodges-Mitchell, the senior 1,000-yard back, 1,118 yards this year, out for the game with what looks to be a serious knee injury. Mack Brown, who's restored the tradition in Texas football by embracing some of the tradition. Darrell Royal's a part of the program again. So much of Texas' great football history has been dusted off, buffed up, and is on display in Austin. If there's a program you would buy stock in right now, it would be the Longhorns for 2001 and beyond. Harrington in Oregon. In trouble, and he's sacked by Everett Rawls. So the linebacking core on both sides having a very good defensive third quarter.
One of the things that Texas is doing right now defensively is they're attacking, and they are winning the battle up front. You can see, because of the pressure from the ends, Harrington has to step up, and once again, Everett Rawls is right there because the running back that he had in man coverage, he stayed in the block, allowing Rawls freedom to come in to make the play.
Number 73, Sean Rogers, just ran over, I think, 3 offensive linemen. 4, he's a sensational football player. Watch that guy right there.
Morris dancing around. Unbelievable runs and break in the secondary. A first down. Wow. Rogers chased him from the line of scrimmage at 320 pounds, but his move around Kalen Thornton on the defensive line moves the chains.
In the opening show, part of the show, we talked about Maurice Morris being quick. He's strong, 6 foot 205, averages over 5 yards per carry. And Kirk, I think the reason why I like him so much is he's so tough moving forward. Don't you like him?
I've loved him all year. I think the thing that it's clear is that he's healthy. He's able to do so many different things now because of his health, and I think the way he's able to change direction for a tall back, that's the thing that I think is very unusual.
First and 10, they try to run Allen Robinson now. First down, Oregon. So Robinson gets a carry despite a bum ankle and moves it 15 yards forward. The sophomore from California, Jerry Punch.
Guys, we mentioned about Maurice Morris being banged up. Not since the end of September when they beat 6th-ranked UCLA has Morris been this healthy. This year he had a separated left shoulder in midseason, bruised ribs. In fact, he's wearing a flak jacket tonight on those ribs, and he had a right turf toe through most of the latter part of the season. But for the first time since late September, Morris is fairly healthy, and it's showing up tonight for the Oregon Ducks.
Certainly is. His 17-yard run backed up by Amundsen's 15-yard carry. Marshawn Tucker lines up at the receiver spot. 3 receivers. First down throw. He's looking Tucker's way. Tucker had a step, but good recovery by Roderick Babers. And the pass falls incomplete.
Situation, second down long, the screen. Some kind of a screen.
Play action Amundsen. Harrington on a run, throwing. Incomplete. He had Peel and Willis. Willis, the receiver, 88. In the general vicinity. Needing to get to the 31 to keep the drive alive in a tie game. Stumble with the snap, shovel pass, incomplete. Are they saying fumble?
No.
They better not be.
He made a mistake.
They said fumble. The referee should have been the referee should be the one right away waving incomplete. He's the one who's by the quarterback.
Absolutely. Maybe they've never seen a shovel pass in the Big West.
To be a kind of a quick hitter, he's lucky he even got that ball off, but clearly he threw the ball forward.
Well, the correct call was made after the consultation between officials. And it's a punt for Oregon. Curtis Dorr. After the 2 very nice runs of 17 and 15, our statistician Marty Aronoff reminds us 3 straight incompletions. Oh, Dorr's going to throw! Incomplete, the other man wide open. Jason Willis was wide open.
Can I say something now?
Surely.
Mark that one down.
In your calendar.
Mark it down on your calendar. That might turn this ball game around the other way.
It should.
Instead of punting the ball inside the 10, where your defense has played sensational football, you take
I will
a
say
chance
this.
with it. I don't know.
I will say this.
I say nothing.
You can say that, and I'll say
it.
The fact that the guy was open by 15 yards, if the ball was thrown on the money, it's a first down.
If
ifs and nuts and candy.
He ran twice for first downs last year, nothing this year. Sims tries to make him pay with a home run for Williams, incomplete. Step for step, Ballman with him.
The pass is incomplete.
All the way.
See him now in 4 columns.
2nd and 10, Sims fires, caught. A terrific grab by Healy. Well, the young man from Carlsbad, California. He's a senior, but he's still a young man. This is his last game. He's in his hometown. There aren't many Californians on the Texas roster, and he's going out with a very good night in his home state.
You call him the young man, and the players call him the old man.
Right.
We talked about that earlier. And he's able to get to the inside. A great throw here to the inside, away from the defensive back. He goes up, makes the catch. The ball comes loose, and he's able to get it back. Watch this hit here, right as he releases the ball.
That's Bowman on the sideline for Oregon, so their best corner's out. Sims on a boot. It's his night. Brandon Healy getting close to 100 yards. That's his 5th catch.
Kirk, it's getting close to where I said mark it on your calendar. On that fake punt.
That's right.
Telling you, it's going to turn this ball game around in Texas' favor.
It should. It should, right? However, I would think that, you know what, the thing that's amazing about Brandon Healy is he's known as a possession receiver, and he's come up tonight with some big catches.
I mean, he looks good.
5 catches, 98 yards, both career highs, and you don't care who wins. Chris Sims leads the Longhorns out at the Oregon 22. 1st and 10 after back-to-back catches for the senior Brandon Healy. Run inside with Victor Ike. Across the 20 to the 19-yard line. The end of the 3rd quarter. Jerry spoke with Mike Bellotti.
Coach, you talked about wanting a close game entering the fourth quarter where you guys have been awfully tough. Now you can turn it over to Joey the General. What about your thoughts?
Well, I wish we'd have completed that pass on the fake punt. You know, they've got good field position right now. Our defense is going to have to stiffen to keep them out of the end zone, force them at least try a field goal. But I'm pleased with where we're at. We certainly grabbed some momentum back from the halftime, and hopefully, again, this puts us in a position where we get a chance to win at the end.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
A concern also, Rashard Bowman out right now for Oregon. Their top cover corner is not in the game. Let's see if Texas takes a shot at the end zone here. Sims, intercepted! Keith Lewis makes the pick. The only reason he was on the field is Bowman was not. They were shuffling personnel before the snap.
You know, it's incredible, Mike. They moved Rasuli Webster to corner, and Lewis steps in and makes the interception. He's only been in just for a few plays.
First career interception for the true freshman from Sacramento.
The happiest guy in the world now is the coach that called that fake punt, because he just got a reprieve from the death penalty. Because now it doesn't make any difference. But it didn't look good there for you for a secondary, sweetheart.
That's it.
I know.
It wasn't really going out on a limb there. I think this is something that Lewis coming in to make a play like that. That's huge.
Sims' third interception. They run with Mars. They go nowhere. You cannot tell in this era of so much being changed and adjusted at the line if it was a receiver-quarterback communication mistake or a poor throw by Chris.
That's something that he's probably talking to Greg Davis about right now.
Well, Greg might be asking that question.
See, this number, the 3 interceptions, as he gets older and continues to mature, obviously those numbers are going to go down. He's still a young quarterback that has a tendency to try to force things in there.
One was an end-of-the-half Hail Mary also, like you pointed out. Stats sometimes lie. Harrington takes a timeout. Town area right here at Qualcomm Stadium to their new downtown ballpark. Chargers will stay here, at least for now. Lost the 3 in the first play. After the timeout, 2nd and 13, and a throwing down. Harrington quick stuff Mars, lots of room. First down. Took a shot on the sideline from one of the Texas players, Marcus Wilkins, and the general, the fired-up, adrenaline-pumping quarterback, is right there to defend his running back and keep his guys okay.
Kirk and I talked about this is the best play that you can run against man for man, because what they do is they cross the receivers and they bring Morris out into the flat and hit him. That's why the play worked that time, is because they're against man for man. Before, they had it against zone. It didn't work so good. Now watch your man Harrington. That looked like you when you played for the Buckeyes, didn't it? Look at him.
He's fired up. He's trying to get in there to defend his running back. But the crossing routes, it's tough enough for the linebackers to stay with Maurice Morris, let alone when a tight end or a receiver gets in the way of them trying to stay with him. He was all alone out there again.
Sims in the offense, hoping the defense can get Oregon off the field. Here is Mars, who's had a 100-yard night as a receiver, not a rusher. This is, as Jerry alluded to with Mike Bellotti, Joey Harrington's time of the game. The time of the game when his abilities and his leadership come together to give Oregon a chance to win close ones.
He's a great leader. He's got a great field presence. Maybe one of the best senses of the pocket of anybody I've ever coached. Tremendously accurate, but maybe the most important thing, the thing that defines Joey Harrington, is his ability at the end of a game when it's close to raise his level of play and the level of play of the people around him.
You see his starting record. He's also come off the bench to win 2. 6 come from behind wins, including the Sun Bowl last year. Oh, how did he get out of that trap? A flag is down. He does lose yardage, but he could have lost a lot more. Kalen Thornton and Sean Rogers ended up bringing down the quarterback.
The quarterback sack.
Oregon hold.
Number 73, Sean Rogers.
They lost 5 with the sack. For those of you who might just be joining us here for what is always one of the best bowl games. And once again, in the matchup and the game, it's living up to it. 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. Best matchup before the New Year's Day bowl games. Number 12 and number 11. Two teams that won 9 games in the regular season. 7-1 in difficult conferences, the Pac-10 and the Big 12. Texas trying to end the season on a high note. They hit a clunker at the end of last year. 3 straight losses, including an uninspired Cotton Bowl loss to Arkansas. Oregon's trying to win 10 games for the first time in the history of the school. Oregon's never won 10 games. When they had their great Rose Bowl teams of the teens and the 20s and the 30s, they didn't play enough games to get to double-digit wins. They declined the penalty, 3rd and 13. First down the way to the 35. The corner blitz is picked up. Harrington, high for a good catch. Keenan Howery, first down. A pickup of 14.
Keenan Howery this time will drive up, but I like this pass protection. What they did is they half-rolled Joey Harrington. He set his feet. They brought the corner, but they were going away from it, Kirk.
Well, Howery's able to get away from Brooks. Brooks is coming in as a nickelback, and the ball is thrown away from Brooks, and a heck of a catch by Howery to go up there. He's known as out of the 2 receivers, the guy with the hands, and there, he proved it.
That's a sweet catch.
That was.
Oh. That's a sweet. Get those hands up there, extended, worked off their physical DB. First and 10 to the air again. Picked up the corner blitz again. And the pass is caught by Jason Willis. He is knocked down back where he caught the ball. I guess they said his knee was off the ground when he made the catch and then the run. So they're going to come bring that back. Okay, that's the correct call. First down.
Mike, that was a good call. 2 plays in a row, man. They brought the corners, and both times, one time Oregon rolled away from it, that time they picked it up with a fullback, and both times completions.
And that time Harrington got back, hit that fifth step, and got rid of the football very quickly, aware of the pressure.
First down.
Both coaches working the sidelines now. Mack Brown working the official on his side. Let's check out the call that was made here.
Mack was upset because the receiver here, clearly the right knee goes down for some reason.
But it should have been at the 46, not the 49. Yeah. They got 3 yards out of that.
That's right.
That's why Mack was so upset. Officially 13 yards. Nice drive here from Oregon. Morris. Wrapped up by Dakari Pearson first and Quentin Jammer. Morris stretching out his leg there. It always gets cool late in the Holiday Bowl. It's a San Diego trademark with the damp Pacific air. And you see very often muscles tightened up at this point of this game. The quarterbacks tonight, Harrington has had more touchdown success. Remember, he caught one. Chris ran one. The 3 INTs for Sims have stunted offensive momentum for the Longhorns. Rashard Bowman going back. A little bit of what we mentioned before. That's the best cover corner on this Oregon team. So when Texas gets the ball back, you know where they'll be looking. They might get it back trailing. Amundsen, the backup tailback, breaks free. Allen Amundsen's fresh legs make it first and goal. Ducks. He banged off 37 on that carry.
They move Marshawn Tucker in motion, fake the reverse, pitch the ball to Amundsen. He gets to the outside, but it was a great job of decoying with the receiver, Tucker, to make the defense hesitate just for a second to give that quick pitch enough room to allow the back to accelerate for some big yards.
Well, Amundsen's had 2 big carries in this game tonight. 4 receivers. The 2 starters are near side. Willis and Aleman. Cy Aleman's coming in the game. He's only caught 2 balls all year. Harrington quarterback draw. Harrington touchdown!
Touchdown.
scan Holiday Bowl history, I can't think of many quarterbacks that have run them, thrown them, and caught them. Maybe Steve Young did in that game. We'll check that. Key extra point for Josh Frankel. Oregon regains the lead. 28-21, they've scored the last 14.
Oregon spreads everybody out with 4 receivers in the game. The defensive backs are spread all over the field, allowing Joey Harrington the room to accelerate right up the middle of that tough Longhorn defense, but a go-ahead score. He wants to win this football game.
Texas down by 7. Open space for Victor Wright. Victor Wright turns the corner. They have it in a touchdown return in 266 games, but they do now. Touchdown!
Up to the middle of Southmore, 5'11", 195. They get really good wedge, and he breaks it right here by breaking a tackle. Now, Mike, tell me again.
Cam, baby.
How many? Go, Cam. Go, Cam. How many plays? How many times? How many games? No kickoff return?
First time in 266 games. Chris Sims was ready to get back on the field and try to lead the comeback. Mack Brown has so much speed and athletic talent. It's been a big thing around Austin. 1978 was the last time Texas had a kickoff return for a touchdown.
That is the yo of the night.
It's the yo of the year.
Yo of the year.
Stockton ties the game at 28.
One after attempt is good. Victor Wright.
The last one to do it was Johnny Lamb Jones, a 100-yarder against the old ponies of SMU. Victor Wright makes the change. Brian Cablecamp, 93 yards. Tie game in the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. All right.
Go Cablecamp.
Hook'em Horns. New game at 28. 9:25 to go. On the 8, Amundsen on a big run earlier, taken down at the 32-yard line. Reed Boyd, reserve middle linebacker, brings him down. Oregon offense gets little time to enjoy its 9-play, 90-yard drive. They're right back on the field. Morris runs. 4-3. Corey Redding, sophomore tackle.
Tackle made by Corey Redding.
Kirk, is it hard as a quarterback when your team has a great drive? Now you're right back on the field. All your hard work, you're right back where you started a minute ago.
Well, the emotions are really what are so difficult to prepare for as far as how you deal with them, because he just came off the sideline yelling and getting crazy and talking to the defense about stopping them and winning this game, and all of a sudden it's tied back up and you got to send the offense back out. The adrenaline releases out of your body.
Option look, late pitch, Morris, it worked though. 40-yard line, first down.
One thing, though, from a coach's standpoint, that he has.
Third and a long yard. Throw for it. Nice catch for the first down and much more for Willis. Oh, Jason Willis, the third receiver, sophomore from a couple hours north of here in L.A. Picked up 16 there. Oregon moving it again on Texas.
Marcus Wilkins.
Again, going to the inside, kind of the secondary receivers. Willis, you can see the corner comes over late, gets a little bit caught up there, and goes to the outside with the receiver that went to the flat, and it opened it wide open for Willis. I'll tell you, Joey Harrington sits back there. He's a prototypical pocket quarterback. Sits back there, makes great decisions, and puts some zip on the ball. Both these guys tonight have thrown the ball pretty accurately.
Harrington has hit his last 4 passes. Make it 5. At the 31, first down, Marshawn Tucker the grab.
Well, Joey Harrington's done a little bit of everything tonight. Early in the game, he got things started. Little misdirection, bootleg, touchdown to put the Ducks up. He caught a touchdown. This is looking like Steve Young back in '82 for BYU. Rumbling, fumbling, stumbling into the end zone, and here, running it in on a quarterback draw. And at that point, it looked like the Ducks had control of this game, but Texas has brought it right back with a kickoff return to tie this thing up.
Remember, Joey Harrington led the Pac-10 in total offense, averaging over 250 yards per game. This is a good player.
Take the action to Tucker. Come back for Peel, the tight end with room. Justin Peel to the 8-yard line. Oregon had to win this game from a scheme standpoint. Do some crossing of receivers, get people outside the hash marks, and they have done a terrific game plan job tonight.
Jeff Tedford, the offensive coordinator for the Oregon Ducks, deserves a salute because you're right, Mike. We've been talking about it all night. Seems like they've had a lot of different action in the backfield, faking reverses, faking the backs, a lot of receivers crossing, and they're trying to confuse the Texas defense, and they've done a great job. There he is, Jeff Tedford. A lot of times his name comes up as a possible head coach, especially out on the West Coast. He will one day make an excellent head coach.
First and goal. Morris couldn't get around the corner because those Texas DBs were there and waiting. And Greg Brown and company, second and goal coming up. You know, there was criticism of the Oregon offense up in Eugene that they were at times predictable and conservative. So for the coaching staff, this has to be a nice way to end the season against a defense that only allows 18 points a game, 11th in the nation. They have been anything but predictable and conservative tonight.
What happened again at Oregon State was the fact that Joey Harrington blew up. He threw 5 interceptions in that ballgame. That's why they lost to Oregon State. He has redeemed himself tremendously tonight throwing the football.
And you know what? They've struggled all year in the regular season going on the road as an offense and as a defense. And clearly this time they're playing very well on the road.
Amundsen in the game, slips down. Third and goal coming up.
Amundsen.
Psychologically, from a defensive standpoint, if they can force a field goal, then it's almost like a stop. Remember, quarterback draw scored down here.
He'll run it. Willis. Oregon leads.
The ball goes. Jason Willis. And that's a touchdown for the Ducks.
Seven-point advantage. Joey Harrington and company getting the job done. Jason Willis didn't find the end zone all year, but he did carry it 5 times. This one to the end zone. And Oregon could have been deflated after the Texas kickoff return, but a response from the Ducks. Now it's the turn of Texas. They're down 7. We're done here in the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. It's Linda Cohn and Reese Davis, the NFL wildcard story. Chris Berman's 2-minute drill. The Rainbow Showdown between the Vols and the Hawkeyes, and Columbus, the Blue Jackets, get an NHL win.
That's right, baby. Blue Jackets 3-0 over Carolina. Big win.
All that coming up on SportsCenter as soon as we're done. They took the last one back. Victor Reich in Texas. This time brought down at the 30. So now Chris Sims in the Longhorn offense. Maybe their last full possession with 5:36 to go. 69 yards from tying the game.
Before we leave Joey Harrington in Oregon, I want to bring up a stat. The last 2 touchdown drives, Joey Harrington was 6 for 6 for 96 yards and ran for a touchdown. Now what he has done is put the pressure on Chris Sims and said, okay, it's your turn.
It's the kind of situation I'm sure Chris Sims, growing up, dreamed of having. Now he has to go out and execute.
Right, the move man. 5 in the pattern. Middle route, B.J. Johnson. 46-yard line. True freshman. 15 yards, first down.
They have to get the football in the hands of B.J. Johnson. I mean, if you look at what Healy has done tonight, he's made some big catches. But as far as that spark, as far as the guy that can make the big catch and take it the distance, it's B.J. Johnson. Here in the slot, he's able to get through, get to the middle of the field, And Chris Sims, again, puts that ball right on the money. In that zone defense, he found the hole.
Without Ballman on the field, maybe more zone from Oregon. 4 catches, 42 yards, Johnson. Roy Williams is on the field, number 4. Now being watched by Rasuli Webster, a safety playing corner. Sims used the pump fake to run for a first down. Jerry Punch.
And as you mentioned, Michael, Oregon's all Pac-10 cornerback, Rashad Ballman, is not on the field. He's not even on the bench area. He's been taken to the locker room. He is dehydrated, severe cramping. They tried giving him Gatorade, Gator Lights, massage, stretch. Nothing worked. He's in the locker room right now with an IV in place, giving him IV fluids, and he is still cramping in spite of the IV fluids. They are trying to get fluid in him and get him on the field, but right now, their Pac-10 defensive back, first team in the locker room.
Dr. Jerry Punch, tell him to give us some Culligan water. This is the Culligan Holiday Bowl. They got to give him Culligan water.
Senior Brian Johnson defending Sloan Thomas, one of the freshman receivers. Sims a half-yard shy of the first down. This is 2nd and 1. And they don't pick it up. Garrett Sable's been very good this second half. That's the 4th play he's made, a sack and 3 tackles. Victor Ike was the carry man. If you're just tuning in, Hodges Mitchell, 1,118-yard rusher this year, serious knee injury, early 3rd quarter, obviously out for the balance of the game.
Game's on the line. It's 2nd and 6 inches. You have an offensive line that's 6'5", about 340 pounds across, and you can't come up with a half a yard?
Well, one of the reasons why they took the ball way back 5 yards. Run a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, but that big offensive line, they should be able to get a yard.
Yeah.
Now it's a full yard. Oregon sniffing up there at the line. They back out. Ready to come again. They got penetration, and they stop Victor Ike. Saul Patu, the 11-sack man, 2nd all-time leading sack performer for the Ducks, made a big play.
Whenever you take the ball back from the line of scrimmage, you invite penetration. The reason why this play is stopped is because Patu got lower and quicker into the line. If you watch him here, watch the penetration. He creates a new line of scrimmage right there. That's why I don't like to take the ball deep when you have less than a yard to go.
They're going for it here on 4th and 1 at the 3:30 mark, 4th quarter. Now it's really 4th and 2. Throwing for it. First down. Sloan Thomas.
Chris Sims continues to go out there, and it's 4th and 2. The game's on the line, and he's back there like he's in the backyard. I mean, look how he goes back and executes his play. Now you might think, well, it's not a big deal, but 4th and 2 with pretty good coverage. Again, he puts the ball right where it has to be to give Sloan Thomas a chance to pick up the first down.
First catch for the true freshman, Sloan Thomas. Inside of 3 minutes now. Sims looking for the tie. Roy Williams! Incomplete, and a flag is down. Brian Johnson, the backup in because of the injury, had a hand on Williams.
On the coverage, number 13, Brian Johnson.
Roy Williams looks like he's at about 70% out there, He's coming off the field now. You knew it was a matter of time that they were going to try to take a chance and go after Brian Johnson. And just take a look at how he's going down the field. I mean, he finally tries to turn it on towards the end, and Brian Johnson just grabbed a hold of his shoulder pad.
I think he was trying to set him up, looking like he was just kind of, but I tell you, I think he was running full speed, but he was trying to set up. Remember, one situation, though, and I don't want to be negative, but Chris Sims was in this situation before, and he threw an interception.
Earlier in this half.
Thank you.
Down here.
Very difficult situation here because the field, it doesn't have the depth anymore, Kirk, and there's more chances for interceptions also.
Without Hodges Mitchell in there, his versatility, it's tougher.
Well, you got 3 big weapons on this team, and 2 of them are out with injury. That's B.J. Johnson in the slot. Johnson had 6, and he knows it.
Got to get the ball to B.J. Johnson because Roy Williams is a go-to receiver. He's out of the game. And B.J. Johnson's the guy that at this point, he's got to be able to make the big catch. He's done it all year. It's one of those chances. 10 throws like that. He caught it with his legs at the back end there. 10 throws, he maybe makes that catch 9 times. Unbelievable that he dropped that one.
Excellent offensive line protection so far by Texas also in the clutch.
Good point, Coach.
Giving them very good time.
5 in the pattern. Sims buying time. Threw this one away. Good play. Good play. It was caught by a Longhorn, though. You know, Phil Sims, Chris's dad, was at the Texas A&M game because his schedule worked out well. He's doing the CBS playoff game on Sunday with Baltimore and Denver in Baltimore. He couldn't be here tonight. I am sure, and I worked with Phil for a year on our NFL Prime Monday show on ESPN. I am sure that Phil is in his hotel room. Just
dialed in.
Dying with every snap here. Calm like he was as a quarterback, but inside churning like nobody's business.
I bet it's a little bit different than when it's your son compared to when it's you out there.
I'll tell you what, there's another person out there doing the same thing. His mother.
Diana's here at the game tonight.
Absolutely.
3rd and 10 for Sims and the Longhorns. All the Longhorn parents and fans are hanging with every snap. Johnson again.
That pass is incomplete. The intended receiver,
4th and 10, 2:31 left. All of their timeouts left. Going for it.
B.J. Johnson has another chance. And this one, I tell you what, I don't like the way he's let the ball hit his body. It looks like he's lost his confidence because he should have reached right out there that time, Kirk, and caught it with his hand. See how he tried to cradle it?
Tried to bring it in. I think he also might have felt Michael Collier, the linebacker.
Yeah, but that's a sign of a guy who doesn't have confidence when they stop catching it with their hands.
Oregon will take a timeout here before 4th and 10. Told us during the timeout that Oregon called the timeout to get Rashard back on the field. Great work by Doc to tell us that. They've made 2 4th downs already in this quarter.
I'd go right at Bowman at the right-hand corner over here. Right there.
Williams. Couldn't hang on. Game is not over yet. Texas has 3 timeouts and 2:24 left. Oregon's going to have to make 2 first downs to win the game.
Lee, you called it.
Absolutely.
You have Roy Williams at 6'5", 210 pounds. You have a guy that's been sitting out most of the second half. You put it up in the air and hope the bigger receiver can make the catch. The ball again. Again, it's perfectly thrown. That's the 3rd time in the last 3 plays that he's put the ball right on the money for a touchdown. And the young receivers that have been able to come up with the catches all year dropped the ball.
Chris Sims, 16 of 28, but stats lie sometimes. 5 drops tonight, 3 on perfect passes on that drive.
And remember, by true freshmen, that's the secret. They've never been in a situation like this, even though they played some big games, and that's why I think they dropped the football.
Defense is giving up 35. They can earn something back here. Amundsen gets a couple of yards. Will Texas use the timeout here? Yes, they will. At the 2:18 mark, the clock is stopped. Step out for a minute. Remember, SportsCenter follows us as soon as we're done with another tight finish to a Holiday Bowl in San Diego.
Final possession. 3 different times he put the ball right on the money. There for a potential touchdown to B.J. Johnson. Here for a potential touchdown to B.J. Johnson. And the last one over the shoulder to Roy Williams. All 3 right in the money, and all 3 dropped.
All 3 were dropped because they try to cradle the ball and not try to catch it with their hands.
Less than a yard picked up on first down. It's 2nd and a long 9. Texas still has 2 timeouts left. They will throw on 2nd down and get the first down.
I can't believe it.
Keenan Howery. Good job, Herbie. During the commercial, Kirk said, I would not be surprised if they throw here on 2nd down. It's exactly what they did. Harrington took a shot He's up hobbling after the 12-yard pickup.
And let me say, I said, Herb Street, you're crazy. And the reason why you're crazy, there's 2 timeouts left. You've got to make Texas use their timeouts. And don't throw the football.
As much as I agree with you, I just know Jeff Tedford and the way his mind works. He cramped up there right after he threw the ball. Jeff Tedford's a guy that thinks he's proactive. Rather than having to maybe throw on 3rd down, he wants to throw on 2nd. Now he knows he's going to be able to burn more clock. And now Texas only has 2 timeouts. Great call.
One more first down.
Great call because it worked.
That's right. It works. That's a great call.
I say nothing.
One more first down. This game is over. A fumble of football! And the Longhorns have an incredible! It was Amundsen in the game, not Morris. And maybe the cramp kept the quarterback from getting to the spot where he should be on that sprint handout.
Also, one thing is very important. When he tried to reach out there, he couldn't quite get it. Watch it. Right there, the ball went right into the pocket. Amundsen didn't hold it, and we got ourselves a football game again.
Again. It's the Holiday Bowl. It's crazy. And I think Mike Tirico is exactly right. I think the cramp prevented Joey Harrington from getting wide enough to hand the ball off to Amundsen.
The beauty of sports is redemption. And the opportunity is here for the freshman receivers, Williams and Johnson. 97 seconds left. Sims from the pocket. That one's over Johnson's head and incomplete.
Pass incomplete. The intended receiver.
Sports Center will come your way as soon as we're to what a terrific set of bowl games we've had today on ESPN. The LSU dramatic comeback over Georgia Tech in Atlanta to win the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It started with the conference champions meeting in the AXA Equitable Liberty Bowl with Colorado State and Louisville, and concludes here with the best of the non-New Year's Day bowl games, 2 9-win teams. Their only conference loss to teams that are in the BCS. Oregon to Oregon State. Texas to #1 Oklahoma. Longhorns trying to tie the game. Sims waits and throws, and it's intercepted! Rashard Bowman, who came out from the injury, comes up with the interception.
You still want to go at him?
Excuse me.
He had a player too.
Wait a minute.
He had a player
No, wait a second. Yes, thank you, sweetheart. I said go after him when he came out for the first play. I didn't say go after him after he warmed up. Thank you very much. I just thought I'd mention that.
All right.
But now, the key thing about Bowman in his play, he reads his cut. Remember, we had him in that meeting, and he said he would take a chance every once in a while and try to read the cut, Kirk. I think he did it here.
He jumped the curve. He jumped the route, took a chance, and Roy Williams, I'm telling you, he's running at 60 or 70%, and I think he's so slow on his cut that Bowman, who's such an experienced corner, read it, knew exactly where to step in front of the pass thrown by Chris.
They're smart.
Minute 23, 2 timeouts. They still need to make a first down. Or at least run the ball. They can't just take a knee. Because running the ball now wastes some time. Minute 17 here to go.
I hate to disagree with you.
Go ahead.
Because every time you take the ball and you try to hand it off, you have a chance for a fumble. They could get the 2 timeouts. They could get 2 timeouts and have the game run. And all they have to do, if nothing else, they could take a safety.
Could take a safety.
They could take a safety.
What I was saying was they cannot run out the clock just by taking a knee.
That's right. But I think they should not hand it off. Take the knee, take a safety, and get out of here lucky to win.
Get the second longest tenure of any bowl director. He's stepping down after this game. John, thank you for the wonderful times out here in San Diego. Congratulations on a successful finish to your career. This bowl game has delivered again. It's the 14th time in 23 games it can be decided in the final 2 minutes. 2nd and 8. Morris back in the game. 3rd down coming up. Mack Brown will take his final timeout here at the 1:12 mark.
Rashard Bowman has played a sensational football game, number 17. He's a first-team All-Pac-10 player. He talks first-team All-American. Here's an example. But then he gives it. Watch this. This is your favorite, Kirk. Right hook.
My favorite.
That's your favorite. Look, he's calling the covers. And this is what I like the best. He comes up, sneaks up, makes a good tackle. The guy has been a tremendous football player in this ball game. And here he comes up with the key interception. And you know the thing I liked about that one, Kirk? He caught that ball with his hands like a receiver on that interception.
When we set the storylines tonight, it was the 9-inch size difference for Bowman. The third-team All-American nationally, first-team All-Pac-10 performer out of the Phoenix metro area. Got off to a slow start this year. Some sloppy practice habits, but his attention was grabbed pretty quick as the season went on. Well, Joey Harrington will join two other players who have caught, thrown, and run in a touchdown in a Holiday Bowl. Steve Young, BYU, 83, the win against Missouri, and Bucky Richardson, Texas A&M quarterback, did it in 1990, also against, or that was against BYU. And for that effort, no matter what the outcome, he will be the Capital One player of the game.
May I ask you, how did you come up with that?
Patrick Caulfield here in the booth dug that up. Marty Aronoff, Joe Bates, Belinda Mazo, great booth here. Whistle blows at 1:11. On that snap, did they not beat the play clock?
Those two stats, the one you gave on the kickoff return, what was that again?
1978, 266
games, first time in.
And that last one, there were the two of the
Prior to
best.
snap, delay game on the offense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, repeat third down.
You are closer to the back of the end zone to take your safety
I would.
now.
You think I'm crazy? I would. I'd take the ball, handle it, let the clock run down. This is the way I take the safety, though. I'd take the ball and I'd snap it right out of the end zone. Then I'd kick it off and play defense.
It wasn't done on purpose. If you read Bellatti's lips, he said, how did that happen?
Hey, I think you're crazy.
Okay.
Minute 12 left. They run. Morris got smacked around.
Right there.
He goes down. Probably be able to run the clock down to 30 seconds. I think it's going to be whistled in for play here momentarily. There you go, at 57, so they'll be able to take it down. The play clock didn't start for 4 seconds. Texas got jobbed 4 seconds on the play clock.
I'd take a safety right now, and then I would kick off from the 20.
Right. You know, no matter what happens in this game, the way it ends, 2001, both these teams are going to come back with great football teams. Oregon's entire offense, for the most part, returns. They lose one of their wide receivers. They're going to have to replace some defensive players. And Texas, I'm sure, is going to be in every publication.
I'll tell you what else.
Before you go, Lee, the red line in there will tell you with the punt return and length of punt where, by average, Texas should get the ball if Oregon kicks it. Go ahead.
Texas has of the top 44 players coming. They have 84% of those guys are underclassmen, freshmen and sophomores. I mean, that's a lot of good-looking football players coming back. Texas.
Texas will be preseason top 5. Oregon will be a preseason team, and probably looked at with Joey Harrington coming back and a lot of other skilled players coming back. Maurice Morris.
Well, let's see. They take the safety.
I don't know,
now.
but I would take a safety.
They have the quarterback Harrington in there. They have the punter Curtis Dorr in there as well. They'll throw it back to Dorr, who wastes some time.
Don't do
Waste some time on the end line.
That's it.
Step out, take the safety with 21 seconds to go. It's 35-30. Free kick for Oregon coming from its own 20-yard line.
And you can punt it. You don't have to kick it off.
Yeah,
do either one.
And also, it's an interesting point here. Paul Horning taught me this. You can fair catch this play
and free kick it
and then you could get and kick it a field goal if you needed to, but they couldn't do that. But you could get a fair catch so you don't waste any time. Your quarterback gets to throw the football instead of trying to run it back.
The one reason I say this is a little bit scary, a little risky, because the talent that they have at receiver, all it takes is one play of B.J. Johnson to be able to get behind, or Roy Williams to get behind that secondary, and they can score a touchdown. You go from maybe at the worst having the game tied to losing the game.
A tip ball. You were worried about the block punt as a coach.
Exactly. I was worried about the block punt, and I'm also worried about them returning a punt for a touchdown, where this is going to be very difficult for them to return because you got all your guys spread out.
Right.
When you have a punt, you have them all in there tight. That's why I agree, win or lose, I agree with Mike Bellatti's philosophy of taking a safety here.
This is part of the head coaching job, the tactics as the game goes on.
Instead of strategy when you have coaching meetings.
Mack Brown's offense will get its hands on the ball, try for the big play, which in this case would win the game if they get a touchdown. As Lee mentioned, free kick. You can kick off the tee or punt. They will choose to punt. Where will Sims and company get it? So they punt. Take it right out of bounds at the 38-yard line, unable to return it. So the Longhorns will have 62 yards to go. 19 seconds, no timeouts, needing a touchdown.
Remember, the Holiday Bowl is known for some crazy finishes.
I won a game here, 38-37 on the last play of the game, but a guy missed an easy field goal. This is anything can happen.
The second Holiday Bowl. Roy Williams in the game. Montrell Flowers, 4 receivers. You don't have to go for the end zone on this play. You can get a chunk of 15 yards quick, so you're close enough. Chris Sims has the arm to throw it this far.
They got Roy Williams down here at the bottom.
He's trying to get free. They clear out space. It is caught by Sloan Thomas. He gets out of bounds, and now they're going to have a couple of shots from 44 yards to go to the end zone here.
This is scary.
This is scary.
This is
now it's scary.
Yeah,
now it's scary.
I don't know if he should have taken that safety or not.
Now they're just one tip pass away from losing this game.
Get the shower at the ESPN.com, your home for college football on the internet. Mike Tirico saying so long from beautiful San Diego. Now here's SportsCenter. Flowers.
5 more yards.
Check the movement here. Davis, their stud left tackle for Texas. Did he move first?
This is that gray area where the defender moves and the offensive lineman reacts.
Prior to snap, offside on the defense.
It's at the 39, boys.
First down.
It's at the 39-yard line. Mack Brown tells his team to huddle up. 39 yards is no big deal. Chris Sims' average touchdown pass this year was 38.1.
In the last 5 games, 50 yards per score.
Well, last 2 games averaged 49 yards on 5 touchdown passes. I told you they shouldn't have went for that safety.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Here's Roy Williams right at the bottom.
He has not been able to run full speed. 12 seconds. Sims now flush. Did he get it away? They want grounding. No grounding flag came down. It will be an incomplete pass unless they say it was a sack.
All right, let me give you a story that happened to me. You see the situation with 6 seconds to go? This is not grounding because there was a receiver in the bottom corner.
Yes, there was.
I lost the football game.
Take me back to the big house.
To Michigan, the big house, with Anthony Carter in the exact same situation. And this.
Is it another Holiday Bowl?